any music for this. We can grab some in a second once I'm done with this. Oh, and we should have the timer on. There we go. Oh god, they changed the landing page for YouTube very slightly. Now how will I find anything?
You're done for.
Oh, we're on the GetRECt channel. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I just have to wait for the 10 ads to play.
We might be starting a minute or two late. Should be okay though. Hey, perfect. I just barely made it awake in time for the cast, so we're off to a good start. Oh, this isn't the right splash screen. I made a new splash screen. Oh, it's got the same timer. Okay. Look at how professional this is. This is the same one that they use. We're so good.
Is it even HD?
I actually have no idea. I think it is, but it's also like supposed to be pixely, so
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I need to not have so many options on my scenes. I'll just mess them all up all the time.
Right.
But granted, I don't think that there's any that I can just get rid of, so... What we get is what we get. Unlucky. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be about a minute and a half behind.
No, we did it on purpose, so anyone that's late can show up on time.
Oh, okay, all planned.
Calculated.
Totally wasn't me trying to last minute make a couple of assets for the stream and then realizing I needed to go live. That never happens.
No.
Yeah, it skips from 1 minute to 60 seconds. That's super funny. Alright, so it actually has an extra second on the timer that we didn't know we had.
No, because it went from 101 to 60.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Unlucky. I was gonna ask what you wanted to do with your extra second, but now you've ruined it.
Well, I have to get an extra second.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to OKLCS week number 2. My name is Maris Dematic. With me is our super substitute. Um, I was going to say something more flattering about you, and then I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I've got Otso with me this week.
Hello.
Wing Nation unfortunately couldn't make it today, so called in the ringer. And for those of you who haven't met Otso, Otso, I believe, you substituted for the Midwest Summer Clash, and that's been about it in terms of
I
your
think
involvement.
so. Yeah.
He casted some League KC with me last season. Generally, very solid analyst, so I like having him on. But
Oh,
that's
that's a flattering thing you were gonna
really
say.
neither here nor there. All right, our first game today is going to be Jingo Squad Gaming versus Indigo Sky. Both of them coming off of rougher week ones. Jingo Squad took a 1-2 loss to Propulsion. Indigo Sky took a 1-2 loss to my team, The Hardest Road. And yeah, both of them looking to bounce back here. And let's see if we can get into game without any or too much trouble. Oh, I'm supposed to have assets for this. Okay. Give me 1 second. Buy time. Go ahead and talk.
I'm trying to find going. I'm trying to find Jingo Squad on this list that you have on the stream. Oh, they're right next to Indigo. Okay.
Okay. This side is Sky. This is good production value, by the way. Literally making assets as we go.
Well, I haven't really met the teams that much yet. It looks like they're split into two different groups.
Yes. So it's 16 teams split into
Oh,
two
that's
groups.
awesome.
We have the Noxus group that my team is a part of and that we'll be casting most of today. And then we have
Sweet.
the Demacia group, which is the other group, and we'll have one game from that so that I don't have to cast my own self.
I mean, I guess. So Jingo and Ice Sky. Oh, they both need a win because they're both at 0-1 at the moment. So this will get one of them at least out of the losers bracket.
Almost done. Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that we knew which team was which when we loaded in here. Could be important. And my GetRECt provided overlay doesn't fit on the screen. That'll be good enough. All right.
Get wrecked.
Are you ready? Oh, so
Yeah.
okay. 3, 2, 1. We'll go ahead and start the video. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Summoner's Rift. On the blue side of the map, looking to pick up their first win of the season, it's going to be Indigo Sky. In the top lane, Joshi 54,100 on the Yasuo. In the jungle, Yuma Street on Nocturne. Bolt Strike 17 subbing in the mid lane for playing Ari. False Idols is a rename. It was IRL E-Girl last week. The week before that, it was Flozart. But he's playing Kaisa, and Ublaga is his support playing Nautilus.
And then, of course, we have GSG on the red side. I don't know what it stands for. Sorry. We have Trail in the top lane. We have Thugs Bunny in the jungle, Uncle Jabronis, which I actually do know, in the mid lane, and BG and Thad Castle in the bot lane.
Yeah, this is the first week that Jingo Squad has their full lineup, so I'm excited to see what they can do. Um, Honestly, we have the spicy Yasuo top pick is kind of the one that stands out to me. Also, only really one knockup to synergize with him. You've got Ublaga's Nautilus ult and the hook, and that's it. That procs Joshi's ultimate.
It's full solo queue mode, is what it is.
So we'll have to see if he can exert some pressure. It's Poppy's. I don't want to say is the traditionally a counter to him, but you have um, the barrier unbreakable will. No, I don't remember what it's called. It's too early in the morning for this, but the Poppy W should bounce him off whenever he's dashing around. So I expect that Joshi will have a little bit tougher time, but he might have, just based on pure damage, some good early aggression up in that top lane.
Yeah, I was looking at the bot lane because we all know, or you know, that's where I live most of my time in League, and I don't know how I feel about the matchup. I really like the Jinx Morgana if Mor can land a Q, and I feel like they're gonna have a lot of pressure versus Kaisa just because her early game is pretty trash. And so we'll see if Morgana is able to make any plays before Nautilus is able to take off.
And even then, you have the black shield to help negate some of the engage tools from the Nautilus. So I think it's a good lane matchup for Jingo Squad.
For sure. I think Jingo shows a lot of good laning uh, matchups. Now that I think about it, like LeBlanc versus Ari, it's not the easiest lane in the world, but LeBlanc, see, she can poke from behind the minions a lot easier than Ari can. Because Ari has to rely so much on her charm, which doesn't go through minions.
Yeah, and with the stronger early lanes, both teams have. I don't want to say weaker early game jungles because they're both very strong if you can get isolated. Jabronis goes in, ignites down Bolt Strike, and it's going to tick down, just going to live through that. But big trade of summoners, that's Bolt Summoners for Uncle Jabronis, but Bolt Strike holds on to his Ignite for the time being.
Yeah, that was pretty good by Jabronis to kick her out of lane, but I'm not sure if it was worth a flash. I feel like he was going for the kill, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it.
Uh, but anyway, back to the last point. Both junglers really want that level 6 before they have that huge gank pressure. So if Jingo can get an advantage in these early lanes, they might be able to help snowball and set up thugs on that Warwick. Although Warwick can just do this. Oh, he fears Joshi out of the dash, gets the chomp down. The flash forward to grab the red buff tag on him, and that'll be first blood going over to Thug's Bunny on the Warwick.
That was really good, and I'm surprised that he didn't see Warwick coming, because looking at all the wards and vision they have, both of the routes to top lane should have been covered, so I guess I don't know where Warwick came from.
Yeah, I didn't see the exact route, but it looked like it looked like Joshi wasn't 100% expecting it, so he either
Mhm.
didn't see him on the ward or um, maybe some sort of weird route happened through the blue side. I wasn't looking, to be entirely honest.
Hmm.
But regardless, it's first blood to Jingo Squad, and now with their stronger lanes can hopefully continue to capitalize on that. Again, Jabronis and Bolt Strike really trading heavily in this mid lane. Bolt Strike still has that ignite, so Jabronis has to be a little bit careful there.
Yeah, Jabronis was able to go for a slightly more aggressive build, whereas Ari's got a mana crystal going.
Ublaga gets tied up by the Dark Binding into the Flame Chompers, just the disgusting CC combo. Doesn't take that much damage because Is Nautilus has
He's
the
a tanky boy.
Titan's Wrath, the W. Now he's going to walk forward. They have Nocturne here. Dustbringer and the Hook both miss, but BJ is still in trouble, and he will go down to the Riptide from Ublaga.
Another excellent gank by these junglers. I feel like nobody, including me, is looking at the mini-map and just realizing that the jungler might be there.
Yeah,
Because
and
when
I
you're
will
pushed so
say,
far forward...
yeah, I will say that path should have definitely been warded. So should have been a
Mhm.
little bit more heads up from BJ and Thad Castle.
No, for sure.
However, the Duskbringer movement speed, something that a lot of people don't necessarily account for when Nocturne's coming in. You always forget that, oh yeah, he gets to come at me even faster, even if he misses the ability.
Ooh, I'm noticing something just looking at the stats so far. Ari is at 18 CS, while LeBlanc is at 40. Jabronis has got a huge 20 CS lead. That's not something you typically see only 6 minutes in.
Yeah, he's already forced Bolt Strike back to base twice, and in exchange has built that CS lead for himself, and it looks like they're going to try to capitalize on this recall timing as Thug's Bunny starts up the Cloud Dragon. There
That's
were a
actually
lot
pretty
of
good.
yeah, there were a lot of pings going down around that area, but no one from Indigo Sky has actually checked it yet. Meanwhile, the chain's going to lock up Bolt Strike, level 6 for Uncle Jabronis. The Ignite going to tick him down, and the solo kill in the mid lane and the solo kill of the Dragon both go over at the same time to Jingo's squad.
That's excellent. And a lot of things allowed Jabronis to do that. Just look at the vision they have on bot side river. It's three, I see four control wards almost, and a couple of regular wards. That's why uh, JS or iSky wasn't able to do anything. It's because they didn't have any vision of it. They had no idea. They had a glimmer, like an idea that it was happening, but you can't do much if you can't see it.
So if you're Indigo Sky, a little bit behind now, but you have. Do you think that they have the scaling advantage with the Kaisen Yacht? Well, never mind. We're gonna uh, get the
This will
ultimate
be
in
an
mid lane,
easy
and Thugs
kill.
Bunny's just gonna take him
Dang.
down. Yeah, the infinite duress holding Bolt Strike down. Not even level 6 yet, so he can't ult away as the Ahri. And well, the paranoia coming in bot lane. BJ has to flash away. Red buff ticking, well, not ticking him down because the black shield will sustain through that, and they're able to turn around a decent bit of damage. Yuma Street burns his flash during that gank in exchange for the summoners of the 80 carry, but really not a whole lot gained out of it.
No, there's a couple misplays with that, and starting with the bot lane gank, he flashed to try and keep his tether onto Jinx, but the black shield stayed on the entire time, so his flash was just wasted, and
Yeah.
he wasn't able to get the kill.
It's difficult as Nocturne. Normally, even as those AD champions, you have something that does magic damage in the kit that can tear through the black shield. The
Hmm.
only thing that does magic damage in his kit was the red buff ticks and the no, red buff's even true damage, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah,
So it's just that paranoia or the fear tether is the only
yeah,
thing that
but
does magic damage.
and I wonder if Morgana threw at least like 2 levels into the spell shield, because that's the point where it becomes a bit more difficult at these early levels to pop it. Um, yeah, and then the gank right before that, Thugs Bunny ganked Ari and just got the ulti off. That was just completely not respecting the fact that she didn't have flash for like another 20 seconds and she wasn't level 6. At that point, you kind of just got to bite the bullet and wait back at your turret for the wave to come to you, because eventually it will. That way you're not just consistently dying all the time.
Anyway, I was briefly asking about scaling advantage in this game. Do you think the Kaisa and the Yasuo outscale the single carry Jinx late game?
I'm gonna say no, just because it's not just about Jinx. It's also about how many people can LeBlanc pop. Because Kaisa, she has some survivability, but with the way LeBlanc's going, she's just gonna be able to pop either of their carries. Maybe not Yasuo, but definitely Ari and Kaisa, and that's half the team gone already. And Jinx, as a hyper carry already, is pretty darn strong. And personally, I've never had any problems beating Kaisa in the late game. You just have to play it right. So.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the CS advantage mid. Joshi, despite being 0-1, actually has a 25 CS lead up here in the top lane on Trey J. And Bolt Strike has wandered up, maybe looking to make something happen. He misses the Airblade, though.
Oh
Keeper's
no.
Verdict also misses, and that'll force the flash out of Trey J, dashing through the minions. Joshi trying to get back onto him. I didn't see what happened to Bolt Strike's charm during all of that, but Trey
Yeah.
J able to get out of the gank using just the flash.
Trail was definitely trying to dodge the charm, but maybe I just completely missed it. Maybe he burned it at the beginning of the game and hit a minion or something.
Oh, the black shield into the wall, and Ublaga tries to hook through the wall. Unlucky.
And unfortunately, that does not go through the wall like Morgana Q.
Yeah, or even the Thresh, or most similar
Mhm.
hooks travel through the wall. Just not Nautilus. He's stuck on the terrain, and he's gonna get rooted up under tower. A lot of damage coming through from Boner Jams. He has the super mega death rocket. He doesn't even need
There
it with
we
the
go.
infinite duress coming down. Now False Idols is in trouble. Uses the dash away, but it's not gonna be enough to save his life as Thugs Bunny tanks up the turret expertly, and he'll get away with 2 kills of his own. Yuma Street now in trouble as Jabronis comes over the wall. The distortion plus the ignite. Otto is burning him down, and Yuma Street will go down to Uncle Jabronis, but Bolt Strike is here as he dashes over with the Spirit Rush to pick up 1 in return on Thugs. That's a shutdown 2 going over to Ari.
Yeah, a lot of roaming coming out of this. It makes sense from Uncle Jabronis because he already got that mid tower, but unfortunately, Thugs Bunny just stayed a bit too long. But everything before that was excellent.
Yeah, charm on Uncle Jabronis, but I don't know that Bolt Strike really wanted this. Distortion comes through,
Mm-mm.
doesn't quite have enough damage to pop through him, and now struggling a little bit on those mana costs, as LeBlancs usually do.
Yeah, I think Bolt Strike over-respected LeBlanc's potential to kill him there, but just because he's died so many times before, I can see where he was thinking, oh, gotta flash it this time.
Joshi's done a really good job holding onto his dash while he's stuck inside the Poppy W. Gonna go ahead and land the last breath, not able to follow Trey J under tower, but he's got the Phantom Dancer now, and can start really actively seeking these trades against Poppy.
Honestly, I hate playing against Yasuo, not even just because of the stigma around him, where nobody likes Yasuo players. Let's admit it. But just because he's no fun to play against. He builds Phantom Dancer, and it feels like he doesn't take any damage, and he's doing a ton of damage towards you, and he just sticks on you because of his dash. So
Yeah.
it's super annoying to play against.
Is there a two-item spike in the game that you think is as big as Yasuo with Phantom Dancer Infinity Edge?
I really don't. Let me think about that one.
I'm not coming up with anything just quickly offhand. We'll see if anybody's
Me
got something
neither.
in the chat, um,
I was
but
trying
yeah,
to think of something with the 80 carries, like old Kaisa, like Rage Blade and Death's Dance or something where no, that's three
yeah,
items.
I
Never
feel
mind.
like you need 3 items now to really hit that spike on Kaisa now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jingo's going to start up this Air Dragon. There's 4 members of Jingo Squad around compared to just 3 for Indigo Sky. Ooh, the Voidseeker comes over the wall, almost steals it, but Tugs is able to secure it. Street uses the Paranoia to go in. They're really focusing on Warwick. They're able to pop through him, but Boner Jams has been free firing in the back. Ublaga takes a lot of damage. He'll trade 1 for 1. Now Boner Jams does lose the duel with False Idols. Bolt Strike lands the charm on Uncle Jabronis. False Idols trying to chase through, but the flash is there for Uncle Jabronis. They're chasing through the jungle now. False Idols gets the triple kill, but does get taken down by Uncle Jabronis in the process. Bolt Strike, the charm is going to be stopwatched away. Orb of Deception will pick up the kill, plus the auto for Bolt Strike. And do you want the Air Dragon in 2 kills, or do you want 4 kills?
See, in this case, the 4 kills is also against some people that had some gold built up on them. So breaking this team fight down, I think this was good by Ice Guy. However, I think it was pretty bad by JSG. Um, okay, they're just fighting
It's just
because
top laners, yeah.
yeah. Because Uncle Jabronis had a lot of potential there to turn that fight at the beginning of it, but instead he blew his entire combo on Nautilus. Nautilus isn't doing a lot of damage. He's really annoying, but he has to focus that on false idols on Kaisa instead, because as we saw, she got a triple kill from it. So I think it's just they need to focus in that team fighting, and I think they'll continue to carry their lead through the game.
Going back to our previous discussion, Mechanical Reaper in chat says Shen with Titanic and Sunfire. Oh, Bolt Strike's
That's
going to get charmed up. He's trading a lot of damage. That Orb of Deception, a little bit easier to hit because the distortion has to come in a straight line toward you. So you're almost
mhm.
guaranteed to hit both ends of the Orb of Deception in that case. And it seems like Bolt Strike has started to, I don't want to say be tanky enough, but he's got enough health to live through Jabronis' combo. He's going to find him over the wall, and Bolt Strike picks up the solo kill in mid.
Jabronis has fallen off. He's got all those kills going to his head. As for the Shen Titanic Hydra, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, Yuma Street's here, going to fear back Trey J. Joshi in pursuit, but he can't. Well, he's going to flash and close the distance, but the flash away from Trey J is good, and he'll get under the tower. Do Yuma Street and Joshi want to dive? Doesn't quite look like it.
Warwick is here now too.
Yeah, Thugs is here to at least defend the wave. He's got Tiamat to help clear. So no further pressure from Indigo Sky. There's a rocket gun top lane. Almost hit Warwick, but didn't hit anybody important.
I guess I was aiming for Poppy.
Yeah, I think they were hoping Poppy was just going to recall at the tower, and they shot it. I mean, it has to be shot pretty early in that case, but...
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, 8 kills to 7. This is a pretty close early game so far. Jingo Squad just a little tiny lead, and we did discuss the small scaling advantage that we think that they'll have going later on. So Indigo Sky, do you think they need to make a play now that Kaisa has the Rage Blade finished up? I feel like you need an item on Bolt Strike as well, but...
I feel like they need to shove their bot lane in and then roam mid and try and make a play, because Jabronis has fallen off. His flash is down. They know that because Ari just recently killed him. And then they just really need to get one of those towers to open the map up. That should be their next step. Whether it's mid or bot, doesn't matter. They just need to do it.
Yeah, we haven't really discussed the towers, but it is 2-0 in favor of Jingo Squad.
It's
Oh,
about
the
to be
extra
3 to
auto just
0.
to proc the electrocute. But yeah, this is a
It,
good swap from Jingo's squad. They send their bot lane top, assign them there with no neutral objectives on the map, and they have a pretty big tempo advantage up there. Plus the Rift Herald being channeled, that'll drop down from Thug's Bunny, and that should be at least one tower. And they might be able to even push this into two. I don't know how
yeah,
much
it's
they
because
want to commit
Yasuo
to
had
this.
yeah, it's because Yasuo had just backed, and so that top lane was completely open for anybody to push it, and they're dedicating 4 members up here. JSG is, so I think they should be able to get the second turret.
The
Ooh,
root comes on to Nocturne. He's getting suppressed. The wind wall helps by a little bit of time, but Uncle Jabronis takes him down with a distortion. 3-man knockup from the Steel Tempest. Oh, but he'll get bound up by the Dark Bindings. Thad Castle, Deadeye with the Dark Bindings and the double kill for Uncle
holy.
Jabronis, and that'll be the second tower as well. Charm lands. That was a good charm from Bolt Strike, but he's not able to get the critical damage, and Trey J just going to help zone him off of the wave as they continue pushing in toward this inhibitor turret. Trey J just sends Nautilus back to base, but they'll have to stop their push at least. They grab 2 turrets with the Rift Herald and extend basically their first significant gold lead of the game out to about 3,500 right now.
No, that was excellent. And those dark bindings by Thad Castle, I have no idea how that last one hit. It looked like there were a bajillion minions in the way, but somehow he made it work.
Yeah,
And so,
the dark bindings and the charms both seem to sneak through in that fight, but only
mhm.
one of them critically mattered. It was the dark binding that came out on top.
No, for sure, both of those kills were guaranteed just because of those dark bindings, which allowed them to push those towers. So kudos for him.
Well, we'll have to see some big items coming through. Thad Castle actually rushed the Zanya's Hourglass on the Morgana support rather than a more supportive item. So he's looking to deal some damage and get in and use the chains, tormented chains, tormented. No, I don't know.
He pushes R.
He pushes R and He's tethers to people and then can stun them.
Oh, Jabronis focusing on Nautilus again.
Yeah, Ublaga. Well, that's
Oh, there we go.
that's 2 big ultimates channeled for him. The Infinite Duress is down as well as the LeBlanc ult, but they do manage to snipe out the Nautilus, and now Indigo Sky is split. Kaisa not really able to join this fight as he's on the other side of Baron Pit, and that'll force the Spirit Rush out of Bolt Strike, and I don't think that they can contest this Air Dragon either.
And Yasuo Wall there actually blocked Jinx Rocket. She had just casted it when he threw it up, and so it was completely negated, which is a feels bad, or else I think Bolt Strike would have died there if it hit him. But that was an excellent example of the one at a time strat. Unfortunately, they kind of just walked into Dragon Pit one at a time, trying to figure out what was going on, rather than as a full team. And being LeBlanc and Morgana, they both have excellent pick, and so it was kind of a no-brainer. And Warwick, even for that fact, it was a no-brainer that they'd find some kills there.
I was going to say Jabronis versus Joshi is going to be the fight of the lifetime, but Jabronis has the opt-out distortion button, so not going to see that clash coming out of the bush. Joshi showing a lot of respect to the side of Jingo. He's not pushing with this wave, not trying to get that tower. Really, really respectful of the LeBlanc and the, I guess, the lack of vision on the mini map on his side as well.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to point that out. That I don't see any pink wards on the side of Ice Sky, which is super unfortunate because you're in this position where you're behind and you want to spend gold on items and everything. Oh, but if you don't have the vision to even go in or be confident in your plays, then it doesn't matter what items you have.
And especially the Nocturne and the Nautilus are both pretty reliant on vision.
For sure.
So you need to make sure that you're investing in that defensive vision. You can see, like you mentioned, I don't see a pink ward on the map right now for Indigo Sky. I also don't see one in the inventories.
Ooh. But it'd be super simple for them to all just buy a pink ward and place it even in their own jungle or towards Baron's side, just to get some vision.
LeBlanc threatening the engage with the Righteous Glory. There's a four-man squad now for Indigo Sky, grouped up here in the mid lane. Hook goes down onto Uncle Jabronis. I don't think that was the target he wanted. Now we're going to have the fight break out. Paranoia going in deep. On the other side, we have Poppy going to channel the Keeper's Verdict. They're going to single out Yuma Street, but they're not able to finish him off. And now the Hook comes back in on Trey J. He'll go down to False Idols. This is being turned around by Indigo Sky. A lot of ticking health bars. Dark Binding lands onto False Idols, but there's no one to follow that up. BJ, he's shortened his name since then, is up in the top lane, so no Jinx available for that fight. And Indigo Sky rolls through the mid lane tower, and maybe the second one here.
And that's funny, because I'm just now realizing that's Boner Jams. I know him too. But I gotta say, in these team fights, False Idols is actually coming out clutch with his Kaisa. He's really securing a bunch of kills and pouring out tons of damage, literally tons, and picking up these kills, which is really good for them because they have a little bit more ground to make up.
Yeah, and the kills are where you want them right now. Bolt Strike and False Idols both basically with all of the kills on the team on them. The Nautilus picked up one, unfortunately, but I am kind of concerned. You have Yuma Street going for... Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like a single item. It looks like a Blade of the Ruined King and a lethality item. They're going to lose the mid lane turret on I guess the recall off of their push. We'll give the turret over to Jingo Squad, and they might go through and tank up this bottom lane tower. It looks pretty low on the minimap. We'll have to see what the actual health bar is, but...
Yeah, that's the big difference between the teams right now. Like, honestly... like champion wise, they're all pretty darn close, but Jingo has been able to get all of these towers, which just completely opens up the map for them, and so they can walk around uncontested.
Yeah, that's all of the inner towers now, so only inhibitor towers left alive for Indigo Sky. Keeper's Verdict just gonna send that was Yasuo back on a trip to base. Dash forward from Bolt Strike, the Paranoia coming in, he's going to dive through onto Boner Jams, but gets immediately taken down. The Good Kite back in focus, but now the Infinite Dress doesn't catch onto anybody. Big knock-up from Nautilus, though, as they're trying to turn this fight. Thad Castle picks up a kill. Double kill for LeBlanc as well. Ublaga, just not able to get that CC off, and False Idols gets snared up by the Dark Binding at the end. The ace for Jingo Squad.
Yeah, really good fight by Jingo Squad, able to kite it back and just take out Nocturne at the beginning of the fight, making it a 4v5. BJ basically completely untouched through the entire fight, just able to unload. And that's a problem because I was thinking about it. The main difference between Jinx and Kaisa is that Jinx has a lot more power when it comes to pushing towers, which is hugely evident here.
In Nocturne, not spec'd into any defensive stats, like other than the Mercury treads. So it goes into that backline, not able to get the successful immediate assassination onto BJ, and as a result, basically doesn't contribute to the team fight. Is immediately taken down.
Which is unfortunate, because as Nocturne, you want to get those early kills, you want to get the early picks, but we just never saw those from him. He was never able to close out the kill whenever he ganked, whether it be because Poppy's too tanky or LeBlanc was just ahead in the early game, and then Jinx had the Dark Shield from Morgana, so there were no good options.
Joshi gonna get taken low by the Chains. Paranoia coming back in. It's invested just to chase off Uncle Jabronis. He has the distortion. He was sitting on that just to make sure that he could get out of anything that happened, and he'll LeBlanc his way out to safety. 8-2 on that LeBlanc pick, by the way. And the Death Cap second item as well.
Yeah, and you got LeBlanc and Jinx on the side of Jingo, and they're just, between the two of them, the amount of damage they're pouring out is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a huge 3-item spike as well right now for Jinx. Has the Infinity Edge finished up. Ublaga getting chunked by Uncle Jabronis. Actually finished off. Ooh. The distortion was enough damage from Uncle Jabronis, and he'll take him down. A little bit of help from the zap, but...
Yeah, I think that was an excellent QW. I don't know what the Q is called on LeBlanc. Mimic, or no, Seal of something.
Sigil of Malice. I've got that one for some. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did so much damage there, combined with the distortion. But this lets them turn and go on to Baron, virtually uncontested. Yeah, there's no way this is just a free Baron going over to the side of Jingo. Now all they should do is just look to wander around river. Okay, yeah, we'll see if they. Oh, they might be looking for a pick on Joshi. Unfortunately, he's pushed out.
Chain going to land onto him, and the infinite duress as well. It'll proc his Sterix. He's still alive for the time being, but not able to kite all the way through it as Jabronis picks up his 10th kill of the game.
You knew they were at the Baron. It's a map-wide announcement. You know these things. But I guess what I would have expected if I was Joshua was for them to back and then start pushing. So I can't really fault him on that.
Keeper's Verdict doesn't connect, just the zoning ultimate there. Jabronis is legendary as he just pops through Bolt Strike's health bar. Inhibitor turret goes down now in favor of Jingo Squad as they're pushing in here at 28 minutes. And they're going to back off.
Yeah, they're worried their Uncle Jabroni is pretty low on health and they don't want to risk him getting taken out. Plus, they didn't back before. They probably got a ton of gold sitting in their pockets.
Yeah, we'll see some of these items coming through. There's the Zanya's Hourglass finished up for LeBlanc. I didn't see if Trey J was finished anything up, but he's got the Spirit Visage and the Sunfire Cape now, plus an additional. Maybe headed toward the Dead Man's next, I guess. Would make sense.
Whatever it is, he's very tanky.
Yeah. Nothing finished up for Thad Castle. Still just sitting on the Zanya's Hourglass and the Eye of the Watchers. I had to think about that item name for a minute, but 3 items finished up now for False Idols. He's got the Runan's Hurricane as his 3rd item. Ignite coming down there, just trying to chunk through Bolt Strike. He will be forced off of the tower. Ublaga is recalling in the blue side jungle right now, so not the most helpful Nautilus to his team at the current moment, and they'll lose a big chunk of their mid lane inhibitor tower as a result of that. They've got the minions pushing in bottom lane as well, and those are on the Nexus turrets. So somebody's going to have to go back and deal with that, and that should give over the inhibitor turret to Jingo Squad.
Yeah, it's a feels bad moment for the Nautilus because he doesn't have any items and he's super
They pull in
squishy.
the Poppy into the last breath. I don't think that was the target they exactly wanted. Zanya's Hourglass from Morgana going to buy some time as Jabronis picks up 1 kill. Now the dive into the back is unsuccessful completely for Indigo Sky. Bolt Strike is just finally able to join, and he's like, what happened to my team? It was a triple kill for BJ97, and that'll clean up the game for Jingo Squad.
Yeah, that's super excellent. Jinx getting a triple kill to close out the game. Got to pad that KDA as she had mostly assists at the beginning of it, but a pretty darn good game from JSG.
Yeah, so Jingo Squad bounced back after losing a game with 2 substitute players last week. But they'll take it home, improve to 1-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Indigo Sky falls to 0-2, and it's hard. They played a good game against us last week. You can see some bright spots on their roster. It's just a matter of putting it all together. And we've seen them talking in chat. There were a lot of little mistakes that happened throughout the game, basically, that got them just incrementally behind, and then not able to put it all together. So that'll be game 1 for us. Congratulations to Jingo Squad improving to 1-1. We're going to step aside for just a brief moment, and then we'll have I believe it's Bingo Squad versus Propulsion. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that game. There we go. That took a minute for it to load. Jeez.
Does the next game have Board Rider in it?
Yes.
Okay, that means I got the right one loaded.
I should probably like make 100% sure this is the order that I posted just a minute ago. Yes. Okay. We're good.
Oh, this says new in it.
Hey, we're spoiling.
It's building the hype.
We're building the hype. Okay. That's what we're gonna claim. This side is... go orange this week for propulsion. I don't remember what color I had them last week.
They don't have a team color.
They do. It's cyan and like orange and yellow on their logo. You'll see it on stream in just a second. Spoiler. All right.
When
do you have it
when I
all
was
loaded up? I should check.
Yeah.
First. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me fix that. Okay. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to week 2 of OKLCS. We've got game number 2 coming up. It's our featured match of the week. Basically, I decided the featured matches for the podcast earlier this week, and I had this graphic made, so you get to enjoy it again. Look at that, we're reusing assets. Anyway, it's Bingo Squad Gaming versus Propulsion Esports. Bingo Squad coming in at 0-1, but looking to bounce back. Propulsion coming in at 1-0, had a good week last week. They had the 2-1 win over Jingo Squad, who we saw last game, and yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this one. This should be a really good contest. Karasuda, also congratulations to Karasuda on Bingo Squad, as he hit platinum for the first time this week. So he's all the way up to Plat 4 already. I believe Drodvir is
awesome.
also Plat 4, so we've got the big platinum hype matchup coming in here in the Gold League. All right, and we'll flip this over to the game. Look at that. We so professional. All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. And we'll be back in live on the Rift. On the blue side for this game is Bingo Squad Gaming. In the top lane, Jervil is playing Ornn. In the jungle, it's formerly known as HoEC, but it's Leslie Campoy in the jungle playing Nunu. Zale 1212 1212 is playing Ziggs in the mid lane, and then Karasuda and UMW support the bot lane combo on Kai'Sa and Braum.
And on the red side, we have you moved the team names. What are they?
Propulsion Esports.
Propulsion Esports, excuse me. With Drodvir in the top lane on Sion. Ooh, they got their people mixed up. We actually have CRXN on Rammus in the jungle with Maihuli.
It's Mehuli.
Mehuli on Ari in the mid lane with Boar Rider Man on Ezreal and Chex Mixon on Morgana as his support. Wow, this defensive lineup from both the teams, though.
Yeah, both of them opting to go for just the 5-point defense. Also, this is going to be my first game cast in 1080p. Let me know if there's any issues with video stuttering or anything like that on this game and the next game. Unfortunately, the videos are not recorded in 1080p, but let me know how it looks, how it feels in the chat. I think my computer can handle it. It's not currently melting down, so that's a good sign. Zale and Mehuli going to go ahead and trade a bouncing bomb and some auto attacks. Zale getting a little bit better of that trade. Would have been really better of that trade if he'd hit the second bouncing bomb, but
yeah, but I think it was worth it because Ari was able to place a pretty darn deep ward in blue side jungle, and now they can see where Nuno is and if he's yeah, they can see clearly that he's starting on those raptors.
Yeah, that snowball still catches my eye every time it's used on the minimap.
I, I didn't realize it was so big. I haven't played with Nudu and Willump in my games yet, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely the pick to keep our eye on. Unfortunately, there's also 4 members for other teams. Um, Drodvir on the Scion. Scion should have a pretty decent advantage over Ornn early on. Scion is kind of the, I don't want to say the bully tank, but, well, they're going to go really aggressive. Karasuda chunking out Chex Mix and flash forward. The heal's going to keep her alive for now. Karasuda trying to trade back as Boar Rider Man just throws it in. Meanwhile, Leslie Campoy and CRXN have started to trade in the mid lane. In the top lane, the decimating smash lands onto Jervil. So we're not going to, hopefully we're going to have a little bit of a break for now. Everybody getting the anxiety out to start with, and we'll go back to farming.
Yeah, a lot of aggressive plays, but it makes sense with the champs they're playing. They're all trying to get this early lead in lane. Braum and Kaisa got the level 2 first, and so they definitely punish Boar Rider.
Yeah, Jervil not able to connect on that Searing Charge onto the pillar, so didn't get the knockup. Might have been able to chain that into Drodvir. These are basically the 2 best tanks at dueling, at least early on.
Nuno's going top.
Nuno's
Gotta
going
point
top.
it out.
Greatest snowball ever coming in.
There it is.
This is really fantastic. Has to let go of it. Doesn't connect on the knockup, though, as Drodvir able to walk out of the gank. CRXN, meanwhile, going to scoot a boot and get into the blue buff of Leslie Campoy.
I was so hyped for the Nunu gank. If he started it a bit later, I think he would have been able to turn and direct it the correct way. But that's such a hard, like, it's such a big skill shot, but I feel like it's really difficult to hit.
Yeah, UMW support, meanwhile, I wanted to talk a little bit about, he's been doing the stand behind me to the very front melee minion and able to land that Winter's Bite. It's been 2 or 3 times now that we've seen him go for that combo, and it's a pretty devastating one when you can start to chain that together with your AD carry. Kaisa, maybe not the single best AD carry at chaining into that, but it's been used pretty well, and it's forced Chex Mix, and you can see has no health pots left. Boar Rider has just been able to pilfer some because of Kleptomancy, so he's hanging in there, but right now they have a small advantage bottom lane with Karasuda and UMW support in a matchup where they should be getting shoved in pretty hard, I guess, like they are right now.
Braum's a really good support right now, and just in general has been. Oh, but
Greatest
Nunu's
snowball ever,
in.
plus the Predator coming in. The movement speed knocks up both, and they'll grab Chex Mix, and that'll be first blood to Leslie Campoy.
Oh my god, the lane ganks from Nunu, those are so much fun to watch. Oh, I can't wait for Nunu to be in pro play now.
Oh, it's so hyped for new Nunu.
But Campoy, that was excellent. There's just like no way of knowing if Nunu's gonna roll in with that snowball, and he's so fast on it.
Yeah, not to mention there's a visual bug right now where every once in a while you just don't see him until he's on top of you.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember if you remember old Nidalee used to teleport around the map like that.
Oh, sure. Oh, that's
yeah, it's kind of back for Nunu. It happens every once in a while.
This could be a kill over to Jervil.
Yeah, the flash out from Drodvir. I don't know that I would have done that. He's got his passive to try to trade it back.
Should've just killed him.
Yeah, I probably would have just sunk some more auto attacks into him, and then you could try to get the trade with your Soul Furnace. But Jervil levels up to level 6, and he'll just take down the Scion Zombie and the solo kill for Ornn in the top lane.
It's one of those things that you don't really think about until afterwards, and you're like, ah, dang it. We do have an aggressive play going in the bot side jungle. Ari and Rammus have been grouping up quite a bit to try and punish Nunu and catch him off guard while he's farming, but unfortunately just haven't been able to make any picks yet from it.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Zale or Mehuli this game. two of the stronger mid laners in our league, and they've been quietly CSing there.
They're just farming it up.
Ult coming in from Drodvir. I think he's got the mastery assigned to his R button. Jervil flashes over the decimating smash. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, not able to find the target, but it will clear the wave. The teleport was also being channeled by Zale to try to follow that one up, but Drodvir is going to get out of that dive. Not able to successfully get the kill, but he does get the flash out of Ornn, so maybe look for a return gank up there from CRXN.
I like the initiative that they were taking though on the blue side, because if that landed, if Cyan kept diving, Jerval played that expertly to survive that tower dive, and then probably would have gotten a kill if Dravir, God, how do you pronounce his name? Dradver? Cyan.
Dradvir is how I've been
Dradvir.
saying it, and I haven't been corrected yet. So
Cool, Dradvir. Uh, if he kept diving, I think that probably would have been his death, just the excellent way that blue side played it. But back in the bot lane.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna make this point earlier.
CRXN's rolling in though.
Ooh.
Gonna grab Karasuda, taunt him up into the Dark Binding. Not the best CC overlap there, but CRXN will take the kill anyway, and UMW support will have to stand behind me out to safety.
No,
But here
that was
comes the
awesome.
greatest snowball ever into the bot lane. I don't think they really have the damage to turn that back around. This is the full tank Nunu that we're seeing.
That would have been really good if it was like 10 seconds earlier, which might have been the goal for the counter gank. Ahri is roaming down from the mid lane.
Yeah, Mayhuli, this is his pick, the Ahri, and we have yet to really see him shine on it. They found Leslie Campoy. The Dark Binding into the Charm will pick up one. Boar Rider Man takes the kill. I still can't say that with a straight face.
Me neither.
Mayhuli diving in. Karasuda takes a little chunk of damage, dodges out the Dark Binding. Now checks Mix and gets slowed up by the winner's bite, as Boar just sitting along the wall trying to get some damage down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Dradvir and Jerval really not showing any love for each other, just throwing their health bars as part of the resource.
Jeez. Some excellent poke coming out of Boar Rider. I was going to point out that Braum and Kaisa, as long as they're not continuously getting ganked like this, should, in my opinion, have a slight advantage over the Ezreal Morgana, just because, for me, Ezreal feels super, super weak in the early game. His survivability is high because of his ability to just jump out, but his Q just does not do a lot of damage until you have Sheen and Pickaxe in your inventory. And so it's mostly a farming game for him, getting to that tier, getting to the next two items.
Yeah, and we've seen him navigate it all right. He's got an extra kill in his pocket as well. He's down a little bit of CS on Karasuda, but I think that that's mostly on the back of UMW support providing some pressure. I'm interested to see what he does with this unsealed spellbook. He's got Ignite as his base summoner spell, and we'll see what he opts to switch that to later on.
Usually, oh, they're already level 6, so this is going to be wrong, but usually when you hit level 6 and you kind of go all in, they probably haven't yet because they don't know where Rammus is. But once you go all in, you burn the Ignite, you're able to
the
get
dash in, here we go. The Fissure not able to connect with the double knockup from the winner's bite into the absolute zero for the kill. CRXN in trouble now. They're trying to kite back. Boar just doing damage on the outside, but can he do enough? Karasuda almost kills himself on the Rammus, and now the dash in from Mayhuli as he'll pick up the kill with the Spirit Rush, but now he's on the wrong side of the fight. Doesn't have an extra charge, but the Rammus able to zone. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, does chunk out Mayhuli. Knock up from Leslie Campoy as they're chasing down Mayhuli, and he's trapped and will go down to Zale. Zale doesn't have the most mana, but trying to chase down, lands a bouncing bomb onto CRXN. I don't think they have anything left to follow, so it's just a big old trade in the bottom lane.
See,
CRXN!
Don't die,
The smite, does he live through the Gromp? That's the epic battle we need to watch. Bouncing bomb lands onto Boris. CRXN lives through the Gromp.
And quickly before he does it, what I was gonna say is Braum, if he hasn't already, because I wasn't paying that much attention to it, but you get that level 6, you use the Ignite, you have this hyper aggressive engage bot lane, and then you swap it to TP. But he didn't do it, so I'm wondering if he had TP earlier or not.
Yeah, I thought normally when you did Unsealed Spellbook, you actually just had Cleanse as your base summoner spell, and then you swap to whatever you needed to after that.
You probably could for the survivability. He decided to go for Exhaust. And this tells me he's going for the aggressive plays early, whereas Cleanse is a lot more passive.
Yeah.
Ooh. Some trading up in the top lane.
Yeah, this is kind of the tank bullying that you normally see out of Scion. It's been a little bit different early on, and Dribble not really wanting to commit to an item, it looks like. He grabbed the Catalyst and then the Glacial Shroud.
Just kind of looking for that survivability, because Scion is winning these trades so far. And so he's just got to... Ornn does a ton of damage, And correct me if I'm wrong, you just gotta get through this laning phase with all this poke that Cyan's throwing at him.
Yeah, the biggest issue is you can't run into the decimating smash with your like bellows breath on, and that's your big damage dealer.
Yeah.
Is the clap after the bellows breath. Good binding from Chex Mixon, trying to just slow him up. The Ezreal ultimate, the True Shot Barrage gets absorbed by the Unbreakable, and just a trade of. Not even really a trade of ultimates. Here comes Leslie Campoy. The Fissure comes in, knocks up Boar Rider Man. He's immediately taken down as Karasuda picks up that kill. And now Chex Mixon will go down as well. Double kill for Karasuda.
Oof.
And now Mehuli has found Zale. They'll go ahead and, well, that's a solo kill. He didn't even need the Rammus. CRXN just saying hi on the Rammus. But the solo kill for Mehuli.
And this is all excellent plays by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Nunu.
Leslie Campoy.
Oh, that's an L?
Yes.
Oh, Leslie, excuse me. Leslie over here, just with the awesome ganks on Nunu and Willem. Trying to contest Dragon, looks like...
The zoning snowball, the charm coming in, they're able to charm up Leslie Campoy, and it will be secured by Leslie as he does smite it away from CRX, and the Absolute Zero will take him down as well as Zale teleports in, lands a satchel charge onto Mehuli on the other side of the fight though. Rider Man Arcane shifts forward, the shot will take down Leslie Campoy, and now Zale's in trouble on the other side as Mehuli picks it up. Oh, can Karasuda actually channel this recall? He's being defended by Braum, but Boar is over the wall. Ignite comes down, and Mehuli picks it up with the charm. Boar over the wall with the blast cone, and they'll finish it up. Chex Mixon able to buy enough time on that Morgana.
Excellent. They may have secured the dragon, but I'm not entirely sure if it was worth it or not. Just because all the time that it took to finally get the dragon, they didn't have a clear exit plan, or they didn't decide to go in all the way, or if they wanted to go out all the way, and that's why they're all unfortunately dead now.
Ooh, Hammer Boy bouncy time connects onto Mehuli. He needs just to hit the clap, but he'll get the Searing Charge instead.
I ulted into him. And once again, just overstaying, unfortunately, getting picked up on a kill, trying to bite off too much.
Now Jervil and Leslie Campoy going to be engaged upon by CRXN. He'll just roll on through on that Rammus, though. Fissure comes out. They're going to lock up Boar Rider, and he'll get taken down immediately. That passive pop from Karasuda, the immediate double kill for Karasuda. The 2v2 going heavily in favor of Bingo Squad.
And then there's Nunu. The Mia ping's going down as Nunu rolls into lane to catch the next wave. Braum Kais is super strong, and you might not be able to stack Braum passive very quickly, but you're able to stack Kais's stacks super quickly.
Lock up CRXN under tower, Absolute Zero coming through. Didn't get the damage from it though. Chased forward by Karasuda. I think they just need to grab the tower. First tower's being threatened in like 3 or 4 places on the map. In top lane, this isn't important. This is just happening. This is
very important. What's going on bot? Switch me over.
Nothing's happening bot. They're backing off. We're just gonna watch Jervil and Drodveer hit each other for a while.
The tank's drawing the directed camera top lane.
Yeah, I've had a rant planned this whole game about name changes, and there's just been nonstop action, so we haven't been able to get to it.
Darn it.
Biggest snowball ever coming in. UMW support gonna get knocked, stunned up by the Dark Binding. The Satchel Charge will take down the tower though for Zale. That'll be the first tower going over to Bingo Squad Gaming.
Darn, because they were doing a really good job trying to keep that tower alive, but unfortunately Ziggs is the trump card.
Oh, UMW support wasn't in that bush. He gets auto-attacked by Boar. We're still watching top lane. This is exciting gameplay. Jervil's actually
he might get a kill off this.
Yeah, Jervil's doing pretty well off of the back of this. Gets the...
What?
That was weird.
What?
Drodveer's unstoppable when he goes into that ultimate, though. The Unstoppable Onslaught is like its name. Leslie Campoy going in. Here comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. Chex Mixon forced to stopwatch after taking a lot of damage, but she'll get knocked back by the Satchel Charge and taken down by Zale.
This constant 4-man bot is so difficult on Ezreal, just not able to stack everything up. And Nunu with that engage, holy.
Yeah, you can tell Leslie Campoy's played a little bit of this new Nunu. His engages have been pretty on point so far.
For sure, and speaking from like my perspective, if I was against it, I'd be clueless because the champion hasn't been out that long and I haven't been playing a lot. But if you don't know what to expect from these new champions like Nunu, then you just kind of get caught by it every single time. And so like these in-lane ganks from his tumbling snowball, those sort of things, just completely catching him off guard in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's about a 2,000 gold lead right now for Bingo Squad. Most I don't want to say mostly on the back of their 2 towers, but it's definitely not on the back of farming. The farm's pretty much even across the board.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 kill advantage as well. Dribbble's just walking in here. He's going to take the decimating smash, but
Yeah, and looking as the game progresses, blue side definitely has the advantage with the Ornn, the Ziggs, the Kai'Sa. Ahri's going to be stronger in the mid game with her ability to pick people, but Ezreal definitely has that fall off point where if he can't get to his 3-item spike and then just really power through it and get some picks, then Kai'Sa's just going to take over the game.
yeah, I think we're looking for a lot of mid-game pressure out of Propulsion with the Ahri and the Ezreal. They need to hit those 2 spikes and then try to turn the game around at that point.
For sure. Looks
They're
like
trying to make a
forcing
play
some
bottom. Looks like Bingo Squad's going to grab the Rift Herald. Drodvir just kind of poked in. Ooh, the Unstoppable Onslaught is stopped, is the word that I was looking for.
Interrupted.
And Zombie Scion not going to be able to pick anything up in return. Mehuli dashed in bottom, but looks like wasn't able to find that critical charm. So wasn't the trade back. And now the Ahri Morgana combo pushing in bot lane with Ezreal and Rammus farming out the jungle.
Yeah, Propulsion needs to make a decision here. Do they dedicate more members bot? Or, well, actually, blue side just made the decision for them. They need to go back and answer this Rift Herald.
Yeah, Bingo Squad dropping the Rift Herald mid right as the Dragon's about to spawn in 10 seconds. Boar may be a little bit caught here. Winter's Bite lands onto him, but he's kiting out really well with this red buff. Rammus is here. CRXN gets stunned up by Gerbil, and yeah, I don't know about that decision to go through there. Here comes the Ornn Horn coming through. They'll take down the inhibitor turret, and now Drodvir in trouble as he'll get taken down by the absolute zero. Leslie Campoy picks up his 2nd kill of the game. Boar is here just around the outside. Chex Mixon is joined as well. Mehuli joining from the base. Can they turn this fight around? Derval flashes forward, but not able to find the Bellows Breath. Karasuda just looking for the damage, able to take out one. He's on a killing spree. Mega Inferno Bomb coming out as Mehuli trying to turn it back around. Boar's picked up 1 kill on the outside, though. He'll pick up a 2nd onto Derval, looking to turn this back around. Lands the Mystic Shot onto Zale with the red buff ticking, but not able to follow through. So it's 2 kills for Boar, but they've lost so much in the process.
Yeah, that's huge. They've managed to get blue side, which I forgot the name of already.
Their Bingo Squad for some reason.
Bingo Squad has has able to completely open the gates mid lane. They haven't even gotten the tower top lane yet, but the mid inhib is going to be spawning super minions and pressuring their mid lane so much. Just as Baron has spawned and just as Dragon has spawned, even though Propulsion's looking for it, I think they should be able to get this.
Yeah, they don't have a huge amount of damage here. Ezreal's still not quite in range to join. Has the True Shot Barrage, I guess, if they need it, but bouncing bomb over the wall takes it down. Oh, it reset at 57 health. Dragon's still alive. It'll be picked up by the Decimating Smash, but they had to take so much into that. Double knock up in as Leslie Campoy will pick up one as Derval actually secures the kill. Rammus goes down as well, and now Drodvir just buying time has the Decimating Smash, but that's
I'm pretty
yikes.
sad by this.
Yeah, the reset allowed them not to disengage. Karasuda dashes forward. Boar doing a lot of damage. He'll pick up the kill. Able to dodge out the Mega Inferno Bomb as well. Looking to turn back. He's kiting out Derval. Mehuli able to join around from the side, but Bingo going to call off the dogs and head toward top lane.
Yeah, there was just too much tunnel vision on that one Mountain Drake. I do not think that was worth it. And one of the problems, I think, is rather than focusing on the dragon, they had 2 control wards in the pit. Propulsion did, so their vision was clean. However, without naming names, there were a couple members hitting wards, which gave not only the other team vision, but also distracted them from the dragon. So even though the dragon only had 100 health left, a couple more auto attacks would have secured it before it reset. So just a little bit lack of focus and then too much focus as the fight got drawn out.
Yeah, that was difficult. They had to burn some more abilities into the dragon just to make sure
Hmm.
that they secured it, and that set them up for a bad fight afterward. I don't know about this for Bingo, though. They're starting up the Baron. It looks like this is... Propulsion knows. Drodvir poking around the side. They're choosing to leash back onto the Baron. Rom is joining from the outside. Decimating Smash knocks up 2. Bingo needs to just peel off here. Unstoppable Onslaught comes in. That's a huge 4-man knockup with the Unstoppable Onslaught. He fashes forward. Big CC chain. But now Boar is on the outside just doing the damage. Leslie Campoy picks up 1. Karasud is still alive on the other side of the map, but it's been cleaned up on the other side by Boar. Flash arcane shift forward. It's a triple kill for Boar Rider Boy. The quadra kill for Boar Rider Boy. And now Propulsion on the Baron.
That's my boy. Holy, what a fantastic team fight. Holy crap. Drodvir flies in, gets that 4-3-man knockup, and then turns around and knocks them up again with his CC chain. Morgana flashes in with the Zonia. Absolutely excellent team fighting, securing them the Baron. Well deserved.
Yeah, that was just a beautifully orchestrated team fight by Propulsion. I kind of question why Bingo was there starting the Baron in the first place, but it just well capitalized on by Propulsion. And Drodvir, what a huge knockup from the Unstoppable Onslaught. He flashed over the CC so that he could land the Decimating Smash to follow up. That was just disgusting from the Scion.
And going back to your point about Bingo starting the Baron, in their defense, I do not think it was all that crazy, mainly because with this open inhib mid lane, they did have the minions pressuring it. They did get one of their Nexus towers. However, because of the decisiveness from red side, they were able to close out that fight quickly enough where they didn't lose that much. It was kind of like this make or break it moment for them, and they played it excellently.
Yeah, this is the first gold lead of the game for Propulsion Esports, by the way. They're at 1,000 gold lead now, having flipped that script. And we'll see if Bingo now has their comeback pants on.
Yeah, they definitely got to keep the lanes pushing. Hopefully they'll be able to grab something top lane, but it looks like Ari's going bot lane instead. I think what Bingo, like just looking back, I think what Bingo should have done with the pressure that they had mid lane was try and knock down that top turret instead and open up the map up there a bit more, because they didn't have that entire top section of the map when they were trying to do Baron. And so hopefully Propulsion's able to push some of the turrets here. I really want to see them send some on top, but they're really trying to get this mid tower down to relieve some of the pressure of that inhib.
Ornhorn comes in, knocks up 2. Fight is really spread out, though. Boar is still safe at the back of this fight, but so is Karasuda on the other side. Already 1 has gone down. Mehuli picks up 1, but the return kill for Karasuda. Now Jervil's in trouble as he gets charmed back in, well, taunted back in, excuse me. Chex Mixon picks up that kill, and they'll clean up 3. Boar, Arcane shifts forward into the turret.
You're scaring me, man.
Always have to keep that eye. Oh, the Arcane Comet
no!
picks up the kill onto CRXN. They still have the push. They still have the push with the Baron minions. Zig's trying to defend here. They'll take the tower down. Mehuli throws the Orb of Deception across, trying to get Zale off of the minion wave. Karasuda's got full health. He's got his ultimate available if he can land a Void Seeker. But that'll finally be Propulsion going for the recall.
Thank God they're scaring the crap out of me here. Like, great fight and everything, but after that, leave. Don't risk getting hit by Zig's Q. You can't dodge them all. You're only human. You could have roamed top. There was a huge wave pushing towards the turret. That sort of thing maybe helped it out a bit more. Grab some stuff on the way, but definitely leave that mid turret. They did eventually grab that turret, so good for them, but you don't want to be dying at this point in the game, because not only will you lose the Baron early, but also the death timers are getting longer.
Yeah, it looks like we're focusing a little bit of resources top if we're Propulsion, maybe to finally get that tower. But there's an Air Dragon spawning in 20 seconds that looks like it's going to be the next contest. Charm lands onto Leslie Campoy. So he gets pulled in. Yeah. Drodvir just ignoring Dervil for the time being. He'll take down the turret.
There we go.
This is tough. You can't fight as Ornn into Baron minions, although the Baron buff is gone, I guess. Just now timed out there. But they'll pick up one extra tower. It's about a 2,000 gold lead now for Propulsion. and CRXN and Boar are on the Baron, or on the Baron, on the Air Dragon.
Dragon? The other thing. Yeah, they slain it even though you can't see it. They did eventually get the air dragon. So now we almost have all 4 dragons. What's the next one? Oh, it's another air drake. Boring. I was hoping it was infernal.
I don't think you can get all 4 dragons. I'm pretty sure it limits to 3.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was one of the rules of it. You can only get maximum 3 types of dragons in a game.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen all 4 types. But honestly, I rarely see anything more than an air drake and an ocean drake. So.
Yeah, when you're winning, they're all ocean and air drakes. When you're losing, they're all infernal. Every single one's infernal. Yep.
But now it's kind of at this stalemate kind of moment. No neutral objectives up. The towers are almost even, basically even, just in different ways. And so now this will be showcasing their ability to manage side waves and how good their control is over that.
Drodvir looking for an engage, not able to land that decimating smash onto Orin. Ooh, the Dark Binding almost connected with him too. But here comes Predator and the greatest snowball ever from Leslie Campoy, but they're not going to commit to that either. A lot of fighting over vision in this Baron area, with Baron up in 2 minutes still. Oh, but here comes Rammus in. He's on Zale over the wall. Mehuli, they snipe him out of the back of that fight. Karasuda is dueling with Huli in the back as well. Chex Mixon over the wall, able to stun up a couple. Boar is still safe. He went over the wall, then back over the wall. Karasuda is taken down. And now Jervil and is just trying to buy time. Boar and Drodvir fighting the 2v1. They'll take him down.
Boar almost died there, but another good forced fight from Propulsion. Ha! I remembered that last fight, because their side waves are pushing against them, and so if they're able to get this inhib, they'll be able to go back and fix those side waves in preparation for Baron. Oh, Boar, don't die, please.
Oh, they charmed in Leslie Campoy. He'll get taken really low. The Arcane Shift Forward will take him down, and Karasuda falls as well. And that couldn't be a better setup for Baron if you'd ask for one. The jungler and the AD carry being picked up. Yeah. Back to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say back to that fight near Baron. CRXN saw his moment on that Rammus, and he took it. He powerballed through everybody to flash taunt Zale, and that was the engagement that they needed. So no fear on that Rammus. Just wanted to give a shout out to him.
No, for sure. Excellently done. And now we can see Propulsion preparing the Baron area, clearing out as many of the wards as they can. Their side waves are now pushing in their favor. Bot lane will slowly start pushing towards blue side's base, which is perfect. Top side, they still have their tower, the red side tower, and so that'll be pushing back any wave that tries to push. And so pressure being exerted in all 3 lanes in preparation for this Baron.
Yeah, and this feels like the engagement that's going to decide the game. Although Zale and they're face checking in without vision, gonna go ahead and have to disengage with the Braum ultimate. That's a really good Braum ultimate to slow up the engagement and make sure that they didn't lose anybody immediately, as 3 members had walked into the decimating smash of Drodvir.
But Propulsion didn't dedicate any of their ultimates except for Boar Rider Boar. But his ultimate comes back up so quickly that it doesn't even matter. So by next fight, red side will have the ultimate advantage if they continue to look for it.
I think Boar wanted that blue buff, and Drodvir said, nah, that's mine. I'm Scion, I need the blue.
Feels bad. Kudos to Boar Rider. He does have both items of the Korean build, the Muramana and oh my goodness, I cannot talk.
Seraph's Embrace, yeah.
Which is really well done, especially 30 minutes in. That's about the max time, so good for him.
Yeah, we haven't had any time to talk about items. I have a rant about name changes that I wanted to get through, but this game has been just off the wall. Yeah, 47 kills in 31 minutes so far, and we're nowhere near done. Well, not nowhere near, but we've at least got 1 or 2 more team fights in us before the end of the game. But now Propulsion setting up near the Baron. They have the Void Seeker to help brush check, plus the Ziggs, so should be relatively safe going in.
Yeah, honestly, this is Proportion's time. They need to win if they win this next team fight, they win the game, in my opinion, because their builds are so much further ahead. Kaisa has her 3-item spike, which is really good for her. However, Ezreal's full build right now just because of the effectiveness of his mid-game build. And so they just absolutely... Oh, see, look, that Q just half health Ziggs. And
Yeah.
vice versa on
Uh,
Ezreal, unfortunately.
Dribbles wandered toward mid lane here. I think he needed to clear that minion wave bottom. He's got teleport available, so I'm not sure 100% why he's grouped up right now, unless they're trying to look for an engagement, which I don't know that they win right now.
Yeah, Propulsion just has to decide what they want to do next. Do they want to keep pressuring this mid lane, which in my opinion is useless? You already have the inhibitor. I don't know why you're here.
Oh,
Or do you want to go for
this is the
Drain? Oh,
time to
this is
go.
why
Here
they're
comes the
here.
unstoppable onslaught. Not going to connect onto anybody though, but they will grab Leslie Campoy on the back end. Karasuda trying to do damage on the back. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, but it didn't look like it did a huge amount of damage. But now Mehuli dashes forward, not able to land the charm. Boar is still free firing in the back. He arcane shifted into the middle of the fight. Boar is taken so low, but he's still outputting damage. He's taken down 2. He's taken down 3.
Get
Double
him,
kill for
get him.
him. Arcane's over the
Yes!
minefield, and he'll take down the triple kill. That'll be the team fight win for Propulsion. That'll be the game for Propulsion.
There we go. That's what they were looking for. They were just baiting me in with my commentary, looking for the forced engagement and while the inhib is still down. Barely winning the fight in my opinion, but overall excellently played and a well-deserved win for Team Propulsion.
I don't know how Boar lived through that fight.
I don't know,
He
it became a
arcane shifted
tank.
into the middle of the fight and didn't get taken down. Oh my gosh. So
He's like, I
Propulsion
got this.
Propulsion Esports takes the victory. They'll improve to 2-0 on the season. They're going to be our first 2-0 team, maybe our last. We'll have to see how the rest of it goes, but they'll be sitting at the top of the charts at the end of this week off of the back of that really hard fought game by Bingo Squad. They had the advantage early but weren't able to push their advantage successfully. I think that the team fight around the Baron was what really decided the game. The 4-man Scion ultimate into the 3-man decimating smash from Drodvir, allowing Boar to pick up all of the kills. That was just a disgustingly well played team fight by Propulsion.
Especially since I think you just said this, but because they're behind at the beginning and really pulled it together, and so good for them. Congrats.
Yep. So that'll do it for game number 2. We're going to reset briefly, and then we'll be right back with Omega Wolves versus whoever they're playing. This is
Snack.
Okay, Omega Wolves versus Landsneck. Sorry. Uh, we'll be we'll be back in just a minute or two with that, so don't go anywhere.
I'm so happy that Boar played Ezreal well.
Okay, I'm loaded up. I need to fix the scoreboard.
I am loading. Oh, I'm loaded.
I hate that I have to type OO every single time that they play.
Oh, 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 oh. Like Lady Gaga, or?
Like OO, what's this? Are you ready?
I am ready.
Well, I'm not, because I apparently
Oh,
am at 3 seconds rather than 0. Okay. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 3 of our 4-game set today. This game, we're going to have Omega Wolves versus Landsneck. Omega Wolves come in at 1-0. They won a 2-1 hard-fought game against Bingo Squad last week. And on the other side, we'll have Landsneck. They're coming in at 0-1. I I love the players on Landsneck. Every interaction I've had has been great with them, but they have not won a game in 2 splits.
oh
Um,
no.
so definitely the underdogs coming in, and we'll have to see what they've got in store for us this game. Um, without any further ado, let's get into the match. All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm out of order. Let me fix that really quick. Everybody out of order. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Summoner's Rift for the 3rd game of the day. On the blue side of the map, we have the Omega Wolves in the top lane, Mercury X on Scion, Luke in the jungle on Zac, Arctic Bear in the mid lane on Orianna, and Siver Me Timbers and Silhouette on Jinx and Morgana.
And on the red side, we have Landsneck with, let me find him, Iron Man Fan 34 on, wow, I'm blanking on names right now. He's in the top lane.
It's Urgot.
Urgot,
He's playing Urgot.
Jesus. I haven't had Monster today. Okay, we have Moose 9068 on Poppy in the jungle. We have Sassiest Dragon NA on Vigar in the mid lane, with Gara of the Sand with the White Shadow on Tristana, Nami respectively in the bot lane.
Yeah, and this is confirmed to be the starting lineup for Landsnet going forward.
Awesome.
For anybody who was expecting White Shadow back in mid lane, this is the
Did
lineup
White
that they're going with. White Shadow,
White Shadow play
traditionally
in their
the mid
first game?
laner. I believe this was the lineup they had for the first game as well, but they still
Okay.
were expecting Timmy the Great to come back, who is their normal support. But instead opting for this configuration with Sassiest Dragon NA in the mid lane and the White Shadow as the support. Meanwhile, this is the first time we'll get the full lineup for Omega Wolves as well. No no substitutes. They had Taco Trinecki subbing in the jungle last week, and they had Luke playing support, I believe. So, um,
Now to see how he fares in the jungle.
yeah, well, we'll have to see. This is the roles that they're supposed to have been playing. So last week was off role in their victory, and uh, I know a couple of things to note here. Iron Man fan always goes Cole. I don't know why. I haven't talked to him about it, but he always goes Cole. And he's got that again on his Urgot. Meanwhile, Mercury X opting for the Cloth Armor 4 Health Potion start on Scion. Maybe for a little bit of sustain, expecting a rougher lane up there in the top.
I think they're both expecting that rougher lane, so it's just going to be super passive. Let's see.
Yeah, I know you're a big Orianna player. Do you like the Orianna Veigar matchup at all? Which
I
side do
do,
you see that swinging
actually.
toward?
I really like Orianna into Vigar. It's a very safe bet because Orianna, she does a lot of damage, but you don't necessarily like build straight AP. You can go a couple ways with the tier or Morellum Mananakan instead. Jesus. But it's just a very safe pick into Vigar because you're not moving around a lot, and so he's less likely to hit you with that stun. Because your ball, obviously, as Orianna, does not get stunned. So I see it favoring Orianna, but honestly, it probably be a little bit even just because of the summoners. Orianna with Cleanse, Vigar with Ignite. So just don't die in the lane. They're both fine.
Yeah, a couple of things I'm saying in the chat. I'm sorry this is an hour earlier than normal. The reason being that my boss decided he wanted me in at 2 p.m. rather than, I believe I was in at 4 last week, so just had to move it up a little bit to make sure that I could cast every game and still get to work on time. Yeah. And then Sassiest Dragon NA, I believe it is an Aurelion Soul main. He got Aurelion Soul once last week in a game off stream, and I don't know if it's been banned from him every game since then. I would imagine that that's the way that it went, but on the Vigar this time. So hopefully that answers everything in the chat. And none of these guys have name changes, so I'm really proud of them. Um, I could go on my rant about name changes, but it's really not relevant to this game, so we'll hold on to it. I think we have some name changes in our last game, so we'll hold that for the time being.
The nice thing is this live stream is recorded and you're able to watch it again, and you can even participate in the chat with the awesome invention of technology, also known as Twitch. And so definitely check it out if you want to see the previous 2 games. Meanwhile, though, Poppy's looking for a kill on Scion.
Yeah, Moose will knock Scion back. They're going to go ahead and grab him in. I can't think of any of the names. It's the hip thrust from Urgot and the the knockback from Poppy. It'll force a flash out of Mercury X in exchange for the flash of Iron Man Fan. Mercury X also going for the Glacial Augment Scion, which is something that I messed around with the last time Scion was popular. I didn't think it was super strong. It is when you can land some auto attacks, but against Urgot, I don't think that you're auto attacking a huge amount to slow him down. So I'm not 100% sure about the value of that keystone in this particular game. In general, it's really fun because you just go up, punch people, and slow them down. And if you're ever in your zombie form and are able to wail away, you're like slowing and beating people. It's really fun.
The repeat gank.
Yeah, the repeat gank, they just burned the flash, so now Moose is going to tackle him in again. Not quite able to get the stun, but they will get the critical damage for first blood over to Moose 9068. Although, could be the return kill. Oh!
Yes!
The Soul Furnace
man.
able to pick up the return kill for Mercury X.
So in that case, like we were talking last game when Scion was in a similar situation, tried to make it out. Oh, never mind. We might have a kill in the mid lane. Arctic Flare going in.
Orianna out of mana though, so not able to follow that one up with another command attack.
It's good though. This should hopefully push him out of lane. If not, it could be an easy Q just to kill him. But what I was saying with Scion is that he dedicated himself and he turned and started doing damage rather than just accepting his fate, but got the return kill, making it a bit more worth it. Poppy might be looking mid.
Yeah, Sassiest Dragon still sticking around, and Moose is here. He'll knock him into the wall. The cleanse coming out, but it's not going to save his life as Moose picks up his second kill of the game. Now in the bot lane, both of the bot lane members getting snared by the Flame Chompers. The Scar of the Sand and White Shadow not able to continue forward. We're going to watch the top lane.
Yeah, they're just doing top lane stuff. Mid lane, that was super unfortunate because with the cleanse, she theoretically should have survived that, but just a bit too late.
Yeah, we've seen Moose everywhere. He's been in all 3 lanes so far, and this is Luke's basically first appearance on the map for Omega Wolves. So the tempo advantage definitely in favor of Landsnack early.
And surprisingly, Luke is behind a level still, even though he hasn't been ganking, whereas Moose's Poppy is level 5 and has made a lot of impact in each of the lanes so far.
Yeah, I think that's partially as a result of Zach just being the weaker early clearer. They're going to launch 3 members over the wall, but Moose is right there waiting for him. So he knows that they've started this Infernal Dragon. I like the idea to try to start it, but they've been spotted. They're continuing on this. This is really risky. Silhouette lands the Dark Binding. He's going to flash over the baby cage. Everybody getting involved now. The Dragon's still really healthy and firing away. Flame Chopper's going to snare him up. Sivermy Timber's doing a lot of damage with the Jinx on the outside. It's been 1 kill over to Landsnack so far as Silhouette's gone down. Moose is taking it up. He'll get taken down by the Orianna. The bubble into the snare will return one back, and the Dragon is still alive at the end of all of this.
The MVP. The Dragon, I think, did the most damage that fight. Super unfortunate that someone needs to tell them not to walk into the Vigar wall. That does stun you, by the way. But just a lot of resources dedicated onto the Dragon, which is good, trying to sneak it. But once they're in there, you're in there. I don't think any of them had flashes during that fight, so they were stuck between trying to focus down the Dragon or turning for the fight, and they kind of split.
Yeah, and that was difficult because Poppy saw them and they saw Poppy. Like this was a mutually known thing, and I think if you're trying to sneak it and you get spotted, you just kind of walk slowly out of the Dragon Pit. Like it's not one that you continue on. The Flame Chompers from Sivermeat Timbers have been disgusting this game so far. He's snared up at least 2 people each time that we've seen that ability come out.
I was wishing that he was level 6 that fight, because that definitely would have been a couple kills, and Jinx just popping off with that passive. But maybe next fight when they go for Dragon. Now it's completely littered with wards, so it probably won't be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, a lot of value being placed on that Infernal Dragon, and I mean, it's pretty
Rightfully
easy
so.
to see why. You have the Tristana and the Jinx both in this game. The Vigar as well scales really well with it. Like, it's a pretty beneficial dragon for whichever team can get that.
So according to our rules last game, whoever doesn't get Inferno Dragon is going to lose this game.
Oh. Oh, the Dark Binding over the wall
no!
almost got it, but Sassy's Dragon secures it with an auto attack.
Dang it.
So Landsneck picks up the Infernal Dragon.
Yep, it's decided they win the game. Oh, you remember what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I just
making sure.
I was trying to think of something clever to say, and it just wasn't coming to me. I'm not really sure. Luke is here over the wall. He's going to find Sassy's Dragon. The baby cage is down, so he's got nothing to peel into the Shockwave, and Luke will pick up the kill. I don't know if he'd started channeling the ult already, but he's going to abduct some minions just for fun.
Gotta secure those minions. That was well played by Arctic Bear as well, because his Q was on cooldown, so Vigar might have been able to just walk away because there was no way to get Oriana's ult onto him, but he shields Zac.
Luke
as he's
steals away
doing.
the red buff. Moose knocks away Oriana, but Luke will take him down. That's 2 kills now on the Zac.
The ball delivery system at its finest.
Yeah, and apparently the level 6 was what Luke needed to get out on the map, and he's made his presence felt. That's 2 really quick succession kills for him, and we'll see what he can chain that into. It looks like they're going to start up the Rift Herald.
Yeah, I was quick to judge Moose with... no, excuse me, I was quick to judge Luke with his lack of presence, but the main difference, if Tristan doesn't die here, the main difference between Luke and Moose in this case is that Moose, every time his Poppy ganked, it wasn't just a clear win, always something in return. Whereas Luke, these were just very quick ganks that netted them something.
Decimating Smash lands from Mercury X. Luke going to follow in. He takes his 3rd kill on the Zac. He's on a killing spree now. Oh, I don't know if he was aiming for Scion, but that's who he grabbed with it. He'll pull in Scion for the kill. Now Iron Man fan in a little bit of trouble as the Sulfurin is doing so much damage. The Glacial Augment, you can see the power of it. In the bottom lane, they were able to clean engage onto Silhouette. So Gar of the Sand picks up his 1st kill on the Tristana.
I was attempting to finish my thought, but I could not think of the words. We have Zac channeling the Rift Herald in the mid lane, going for that push. Poppy
Moose
is
almost
here,
interrupted that, but knocks him into the tower. It'll be 1-for-1 as Luke picks up his 4th kill of the game. Luke is a man on a mission on this Zac.
He's like, gotta carry my team, gotta get him back in here. They do have a slight gold lead now. Not anything significant, but they're definitely coming back from the gold deficit that they were at before, just from the lack of kills. But in the past, like, 4 minutes, he has gotten a kill every minute and really pushed his team towards evening it out.
Yeah, Luke has that ultimate backup, but it looks like everybody in bot lane has mutually agreed to back off of the minion wave right now. So
He also has a ton of gold, probably.
yeah, we'll see what he can finish up. I think he just finished backing. He's got the Kindled Gem plus the Giant's Belt. That's a lot of health coming through. I don't know about the Warmogs this early necessarily on Zac, but that's he's a beefy boy now.
Wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing with how much he's been ducking in and out of fights. Being able to get that health regen, just so every time he goes in, it's with full health, would actually be pretty devastating.
But this is difficult too. Landsneck hasn't gotten that deep vision. You can see it's a lot of defensive vision so far from them, but that means that the Zac has been pretty unwarded. You have to make sure that you're getting a little bit of deep vision, otherwise this happens where Luke jumps over the wall into the Shockwave. Sassy's Dragon taken really low, and the Abduct will actually pick up the kill again. 5 kills for Zac now, and Luke is cleaning him up.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that Luke is getting all these picks and kills, but now it's about... Oh no!
The interrupt from Moose, but he's still got his flash available, so they're not going to be able to grab him, but the flash in exchange for the Nami tidal wave, I guess, pretty worth it for Landsneck.
Definitely. I think Nami could have held on to it, but in the moment, you just don't know. But what I was going to say is Zach needs to start sharing these kills. I know that's really difficult to do, and I think he was trying to with his last gank, but unfortunately Arctic Bear stepped into the stun wall and wasn't able to secure the kill. But from now on, he definitely has to start sharing as well with the rest of his team to really make sure like Jinx really takes off and Orianna is able to catch back up.
Yeah, it's hard. Their late game idea is more or less you have the wombo to set up for Jinx, but you also have a lot of peel for Jinx. It's all centered. Most of your damage is centered around Silvermeat Timbers on the Jinx, and if she's not getting ahead, it may be just a very difficult uphill battle in those team fights.
For sure. Checking in on the 80 carries, they're basically even because Justana, she's behind the 20 CS, but she has the 1 kill on her belt. And so Jinx and Justana both have the exact same builds, but they might be getting this mid turret.
Yeah, Moose and Sassiest Dragon able to grab the mid lane turret. That'll be first tower going over to Landsnack.
Snack. Sounds like like snack. Like I'm gonna eat a snack on land. And then we have air snack and water snack.
Only the Avatar Snack, master of all four.
But all that changed when the fire snack attacked. Man, terrible. We do have Urga Iron Man pushing pretty hard in the top lane, while Land Snack is looking at another Infernal Dragon that is spawning. Probably, once again, will be heavily contested.
Sorry, I don't think I have another mod in the chat, so I had to look away to approve your message there, Chex Mixin. But, hopefully it's not too far out of order.
That's funny.
Another Infernal Dragon, like you mentioned, spawning. It's Landsnack that has the vision control right now. Arctic Bear and Iron Man Fan are the two in the top lane. Arctic Bear does not have teleport to join, whereas Iron Man Fan does. Dark Binding lands onto Moose. Can they capitalize on this? Ultimate from Silhouette going to force the flash out of Moose.
Pretty aggressive.
Oh, another Dark Binding.
Another one.
The Deadeye from Silhouette able to grab the 2 Dark Bindings, but Moose just kind of mildly inconvenienced, needs some fruit. He's okay.
Yeah, they swapped Sion to the mid lane with Orianna in the top lane. I guess I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like Sion has equal wave clear and would be able to hold that top lane just fine. But if they dedicate 2 people top lane, that might be an easy dragon to at least go for Landsnack.
Yeah, you still have the flyover Zac Smite steal possibility, no matter what. So, as long as they can keep a little bit of vision there, they have an opportunity to try to steal, and especially considering, well, I thought he'd be a level ahead, but he's not. He's even levels with the enemy jungler, so.
Dang it.
Tidal Wave coming in bottom lane. Silvermeat Timbers forced to flash out. Silhouette now getting aggressed on. Bubble not going to connect. Moose does go in. The turn from Luke, though, as he's grabbed 2, trying to smack him together. The abduct, not channeled in time, just using it for the knock-up.
Oh,
Luke
sure.
is dominating. He's got 6 kills now. Sassiest Dragon has wandered down. The baby cage not able to stun up anything other than some minions. Orianna walking close. We'll see if this is the moment. Ball is on Luke.
I wonder
He's walking
what
down
they're
the court.
thinking.
Stun lands onto 2. Arctic Bear cleanses out. Silhouette is already dead. Jump in from Gara of the Sand, but he gets the reset off of the... Oh my goodness, the Shockwave grabs 3. Gara of the Sand is dead as well. The triple kill. MercuryX teleported in just to use the ultimate and smash into the wall in celebration. The triple kill for Arctic Bear off of the Shockwave.
Excellent fight coming from Orianna here with that ultimate. Holy cow, catching them, pulling them in. Zac landing almost on top of them, able to get the triple kill, now securing the Inferno Drake.
Yeah, and had they lived, MercuryX was barreling down. He was
For
going to
sure.
mess something up, but as it turns out, wasn't really needed. Just gets the assist on the dragon, and he'll have to walk back to top lane for his trouble.
It was the drive by cowards as they killed them. It was the verbal assist.
And sometimes the verbal assisting teammates are the best one. Call the enemies cowards, tell your team good job. That's what really matters.
For sure. Yeah, the blue side has a really, really good team fight, whereas Landsnake, I'm trying to figure out what exactly their comp is, like what their goal is, that sort of thing.
They're gonna scale, and they're gonna have Tristana and Vigar exist.
Right, they're gonna have the double lift Tristana jumping under the tower and then flashing out.
The double lift, the Boar Rider.
Oh, the
We've got
boar
to
rider,
attribute
excuse me.
this, yeah.
Man. No, I guess Vigar does definitely scale into the late game and has the potential to pick off Shiver Me Timbers. They are picking up the tower in the bot lane over to the Landsnake, but surprisingly, the gold is still practically dead even.
Oh, Iron Man fan has found Luke here. He'll just walk out with the help of the Black Shield. They'll Dark Binding him up. Silver Me Timber's trying to collapse on him. Damage coming down. Iron Man fan is pretty tanky, though. In all honesty, he will get taken down by Arctic Bear. Now Moose charges forward, gets out of the baby cages on his side, but gets slowed up by the zap. Silver Me Timber's trying to chase down. Doesn't have any additional crowd control. Luke doesn't quite grab the stretching strike, but Sassy is dragging over the wall with the snipe onto Silhouette. Luke knocks back Moose, but the zap will take him down as Silver Me Timbers, they're just guarding the bloblets of their friend. Mercury X has to respond to bottom lane now as Garv the Sand and White Shadow are trying to make something happen. Luke jumps forward, grabs the stretching strike onto Sassiest Dragon, and Silver Me Timbers is free firing. The Vigar wasn't quite able to turn that damage back around, and Silver Me Timbers picks up his second kill, and now the Jinx is starting to scale.
I guess the intent of Landsnake is just to try and have Sassiest Dragon 1v9, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to work. You're only able to burst out so many people before they'll be able to catch you, which is what we exactly just saw. However, Landsnake was able to get some damage onto the bot turret, whereas Blue Side has not really done anything to the top and bottom turrets yet.
Yeah, Landsnake hanging in there. They've got the three turrets, but you can see the team fight swings that that Omega Wolves are capable of with their team composition. This is going to be an interesting one to see play out. I'm really curious. It seems like Landsnake's had better management of the side wave so far, and we'll have to see if they can continue to utilize that split push. They have an extra teleport on their side. Granted, it's a Nami, but they have an extra teleport on their side. Silver Me Timbers has caught Iron Man fan. The red buff taking him down into the zap for the slow. Can they chain anything else
Not doing a lot of damage there, unfortunately. Jinx has still got to get at least one more item onto her belt before she becomes a team fighting monster.
And Silhouette grabs the Dark Binding onto Moose as he walks in, but it'll just be the disengage and the flip-flop of vision now in favor of Landsnake around that Baron area. Now you have Scion isolated against Tristana in the bottom lane. That's a basically full armor Scion as well.
I have a question about item interactions because you know how they changed Storm Razor, right? Where in the early game, the crit doesn't do as much damage until you have 30% crit chance, right?
Yes.
So, is it at 30% that it becomes normal again, or do you have to have more than 30%?
I don't know. I'm a top lane player.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew. I need to do the research. If anybody can help me out, because I think it's really smart. Because then Jinx has the Storm Razors, of course, but then immediately went for the Hurricane, which does give 30% critical strike chance. So that should theoretically put the Storm Razor back at its more powerful state in the game.
Here comes the engagement, though.
Item.
Luke.
Oh!
There's not much duration to do. Again. Yeah. 7 kills now for Luke. He's dominating.
See, I think it's awesome, but the problem is you have all these kills stacked on one person. The way the game's built right now is when that one person dies, all of this gold goes over to the other team. And your teammates aren't really benefiting from it. Orianna has picked up a few kills. Silver Me Timbers and Jinx has picked up a few as well, but you gotta spread the wealth, man.
Yeah, they only had to use that one ultimate, so the Shockwave was the only ultimate invested for him. And look at that, it's already almost 3/4 back up with the cooldown reduction from from the Luden's Echo. I think Banshee Veil gives some now as well. Yeah, it has a Fiendish Codex in it.
Okay.
This is gutsy. This is the Baron call for Lanceneck. There's no vision around here for Omega Wolves.
I think they're slowly figuring it out, but Lanceneck just has so much vision. There's no way that they wouldn't
There
know.
comes the
There we
vision.
go.
They see him now. It's 4,000. Here comes the Keeper's Verdict from Moose just to zone off the Jinx. They're burning it down. It's at about 2,000 now. Gar of the Sand gets taken super low. Arctic Bear and Silvermeat Timbers are here. Silhouette's walking in. Silvermeat Timbers is going in. Silhouette takes down Gar of the Sand in the Zanya's Hourglass now. The Shockwave will grab 2 as well.
Get out of the
The
Baron
Baron
pit.
is finished off by Poppy, but at what cost? Now being chased down. Double kill for Arctic Bear already. Moose is running through the jungle. Luke auto-attacking him down. They're trying to chase through.
No, don't keep chasing. Just let Zach do it. Jinx, leave. Go top. Oriana was smart and left. Jinx is sitting there. She's
Yeah,
watching
Moose,
Zach.
Moose does not have flash, so... Oh, he got the execute off.
Oh,
Well,
I
so
didn't expect that.
they got Baron. None of them lived to tell the tale, so
No.
basically no advantage gained off of that Baron, and in fact the gold swing goes very slightly in favor of Omega Wolves now. They have about a 2,000 gold lead.
That's super sad because I think if they just peeled off the Baron, they could have potentially maybe not win that fight, but they definitely could have gotten a kill because Jinx was super far forward and Vigar came in from the side and chunked her, but there was no follow-up and so she just walked away.
Yeah,
So
it looked like kind of mixed communication. You had half the team that did kind of peel for the fight, and the other half stayed on the Baron immediately. And when you do that, you lose the fight. Sometimes you get the Baron, but you lose the fight really bad right after. Iron Man fans found Arctic Bear, lands the Fear Beyond Death, but it's into the Spell Shield of the Banshee Veil. Iron Man fan trying to chase him down has not the Corrosive Charge available enough, and he'll back off.
Zach's 1v2ing in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's a tanky boy. The Primordial Burst chunked through him, but he's still got his passive up. They do lose the mid lane tower, so Lanceneck bouncing back a little bit, trying to regain that map control.
Yeah, I gotta look at items really quick on Tristana because she got the Stormrazor start, but then went straight into a Lord Dominic's. Well, I can see the thought process because of how tanky Zach has been, and I think it did make a difference. Like, she chunked him pretty hard there. Just you're losing out on this armor pen, and I think that you can get similar benefits just by going crit instead into the Infinity Edge, and then saving that Lord Dominic's for a 4th item. But we'll have to see where she goes into after that. She has a Vamp Scepter. Jinx, on the other hand, has the Hurricane, has a Stormrazor, has half of the Infinity Edge built. That's when she's really going to pop off in these fights with her 50 CS lead.
Yeah, Mooser on this side has found Arctic Bear in Silhouette. Arctic Bear didn't have his cleanse available, so he is down as Sassiest Dragon picks that up. But now Luke has abducted White Shadow into the middle of his team. The Stretching Strike smacks in 2, and the Super Mega Death Rocket comes in to clean up 1. Mercury X now in the meanwhile, he gets grinded down by Iron Man fan. Zombie Scion doing a lot of damage, though. Zach is in his passive. Moose is the only member left alive for Lanceneck, though. The triple kill for Silvermeat Timbers. And that should be the quadra kill. Maybe. They're chasing him down. Or will Luke pick up another kill? The Stretching Strike lands for the slow. Can't connect it into anything. Moose is actually going to escape, but it's still a 4 for 3 in favor of...
Going for that execute again.
He's going to get another execute. No, he's going to take some damage from Luke. The smite
the
for
smite.
the kill.
Oh my god, I think he would have gotten it too if it wasn't for the smite. Or maybe the Sunfire Cape got him. I don't know. But a decent fight started off by Lanceneck with Jinx, the last...
Oh, that's Nami teleporting in. That wasn't Iron Man fan. Silvermeat Timbers is tanking up tower. Oh, he just lives through it. But he does get the tower in the process, so not a complete waste, but geez, that's a lot to unpack right there. That's a 5 for 3 fight, all things considered, in favor of Omega Wolves. Plus they grab the tower on the back end. They extend back out to about a 2,000 gold lead, and they have a big minion wave in bottom lane where they could maybe get their first tower down there as well.
Yeah, the short gist of it is that Jinx, Silvermeat Timbers, has been able to pick up a lot of kills aka a lot of gold. I wouldn't be surprised if she's able to finish her Infinity Edge when she get back. Yep, there it is. She's now a team fighting monster just because that entire last fight they never got onto Jinx. She showed up a bit late.
Arctic
Trying to catch
Bear
Ori out here.
sidesteps the bubble, tries to go in with the shockwave, but he's going to fall. Sassiest Dragon picks up the kill. He's 8-8 now on that Vygar.
What a weird score. But yeah, I think the team fighting.
Yeah, really, all of the team fights, every single team fight has gone the way of Omega Wolves. Like, very slightly,
Yeah.
albeit, but every team fight has gone their way. However, Landsneck has managed the site. Well, we're going to get another team fight. Silvermeat Timbers picks up 2 immediately. The return kill from Sassiest Dragon, able to pick one up onto the support. Mercury X not able to find his mark with the Unstoppable
Those
Onslaught, but the
chompers.
Flame Chompers are disgusting from Silvermeat Timbers. Iron Man fan gets knocked up, and will get taken down by the Jinx. And now Mercury X is chasing down the Vygar. This is a long, slow burn, although he's got the Speedwagon available.
The chompers from Silvermeat Timbers, I swear I've been hitting every single time he casts them. That last fight at the beginning, he catches 2 of them and then another one later and gets all 3 kills with them just because of the amount of damage that he's pumping out.
Yeah, Silvermeat Timbers is huge right now. They're going to finally pick up this top lane tower. They got the bottom lane tower right before that with Mercury X split pushing. It's starting to come up Omega Wolves now at 30 minutes. I was going to say, Landsneck has played the map significantly better. They've got the tower advantage. It feels like they've gotten the better of the objectives, but it's been all Omega Wolves in the team fights. And now we have the split decision making. We have the Baron coming up in 50 seconds and the Dragon coming up in 1 second before that. It's only an Air Dragon, so... only an Air Dragon. Air Dragon's pretty good. It's not the worst. But it's nothing compared to the Baron right now.
No, for sure. I think what it all comes down to, because I think there's some really good pros in both teams, but the cons for at least Landsnake that is being really detrimental to him is just their decisiveness. They have to decide when they're on Baron if they keep going for it or do they turn for the fight. When they're on Dragon, do they need to turn or do they need to fight? It's this sort of shot calling that we're going to have to see. That Omega Squads really showed us throughout the game that they do have, and that's how they're winning those team fights.
Yeah, both of these objectives coming up right now. Landsneck are on the Air Dragon preferentially for some reason, so Moose and Gara of the Sand are on there, but Omega Wolves are on the Baron. This is no now. Sassiest Dragon comes in. The baby cage mildly inconveniences Omega Wolves now. They will peel off of the Baron. Silhouette doesn't have much health on the Morgana. That's maybe something to look at there. But now the Baron stalemate continues. Luke looking for the engage. Moose around the side will land the slow onto Jinx. They need to find a way to pick up the Jinx kill early. And if there were ever a way that they could pick off the Zac on his own, that's a huge amount of gold that would be into the pockets of Sneck immediately.
He's so tanky right now with the Warmarks finished, the Locket of Iron Solari, and then just sitting on a Negatron cloak. That's so much magic resistance. And since he has so much health as well, I have to say that with Tristano's build, it's going to take her forever to kill him. In fact, I'm kind of confused as to what she's building. I think she was maybe
I'm hoping it's not
play the ring.
Bloodthirster. I'm hoping that's... I don't know. Sassiest Dragon's caught, though, and Arctic Bear will be the beneficiary. They burned nothing for that. All the ults are still up. Moose is trying to solo out this dragon, but he's going to have to abandon it with 2,500 health left on it. And that'll go into the pockets of Omega Wolves as well, and they can look to refocus on the Baron. So you lose your mid laner and some vision around Baron. This is a tough spot.
But now they're deciding to go straight over to Baron. I'm not quite sure what Moose was trying to accomplish on the Dragon. Kind of gave up all the pressure.
Moose has a
for the
Blast
Baron.
Cone available, though.
Will it
5,000
be
health
the
left.
Steal?
Keeper's Verdict coming over the wall. He knocks Scion away. Gar of the Sand's around the side. Gar of the Sand, you can't be there. He gets taken down by Silvermeat Timbers. They're going to grind up Morgana in exchange. Moose comes in. He smites the Baron away.
Whoa!
The steal for Moose. And now the bubble grabs all 4 members of Omega Wolves. Moose sidesteps. He's on his way to go kill himself again.
No, he's...
He sacrifices himself for the team, though. They keep a couple of Baron buffs alive on Iron Man Fan and White Shadow stayed alive as well. So they have at least 2 Baron buffs. I don't know if Sassiest Dragon has it. We'll see here in a second.
That should hopefully... I don't think he does, but
No.
he still has his ultimate since he died so quickly last fight. And so I'm really hoping he just pushes R on Orianna. Force her out of the fight, get her out of there before she can poke you down.
The Primordial Burst is available. That's a beautiful
Good
bubble from White Shadow, able to buy some time. There really stops the engage there.
Vigor just needs to like flash, Q, R, ignite, Jinx, and get her out of here, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not. If he gets the command protect, I think he lives through that though. That's the big difficulty.
Then put it on Orianna where it scales with the AP. He needs to do something is what I'm saying. Can't just get poked down or run into the middle of the fight like that and get picked off before he can contribute anything.
So Landsneck able to regroup now. Again, they have Baron buffs on 2 members of their team, thanks to the heroics of Moose over the wall.
Oh, interesting. So
The BF sword was for Guardian Angel for
yeah,
Mara,
I was just gonna say, like,
But-
I'm seeing the thought process here. I just don't agree with it because I know that he's been dying a lot. I can see that he wants the survivability with the Vampiric Scepter, the Guardian Angel, that sort of thing. But if you're not doing damage, the only other option is really Vigor. But you have so many tanks on the side of Omega that you need the Tristana to be doing damage, and just believe that Poppy will peel for you. Which she has been doing a good job of doing, just no damage.
The
out of
Poppy and
Tristana.
the Poppy and the Nami should. You need to trust in your teammates a little bit there. I think. Like I completely get it. Maybe in solo queue, but you're hurting your damage so much with this build. Like the amount of damage that Jinx is outputting compared to Tristana is just night and day. It's disgusting. And Jinx even has the full build now completed. Look at that. The Guardian Angel finished. There's nothing more to buy other than an elixir for Silvermeat Timbers.
For sure, and that's one of the most expensive builds in the game, and she's on track with 350 farm at 35 minutes.
Luke jumps in,
looking for
trying to grab Gara the Sand, but the Baby Cage will slow up the advance of Omega Wolves. Mercury X dealing with Iron Man Fan. He's keeping this cannon minion alive, but it'll get command shouted? Commanding shout's the WoW thing. I don't know.
I don't even know. They got 2 cannons in the top lane.
Roar
This
of the
Baron's
Slayer
really benefiting him.
comes into my head. I think that's what it's called. Anyway,
For
Mercury X
Scion?
is taking a lot of damage from the Baroned up minions. Iron Man Fan's just going to come in here. He grabs the turret, chunking down Mercury X. Not able to grab the Fear Beyond Death, though. And the corrosive shot won't find him either. So that'll be the back off, but he grabs the turret.
You were right about Urgot's ability, by the way. Or
Scion.
not Urgot,
Yeah.
the Scion, excuse me. I'm trying to think what your next step would be to try and close out this game as Landsneck would be. I'm pretty sure the Baron just wore off.
Yeah,
And
if
so
it
you don't have
hasn't,
that
it's very
anymore.
close. Yeah. 2 minutes, well, 1.5 minutes on the next dragon. That should be the Infernal, yeah. I was like, we should be late enough now. So, Infernal's an objective. It enhances your Infernal Dragon, so you'll get that sweet 9% AD and AP at that point.
Oh, you're talking about Elder Dragon. Elder Dragon spawning next?
Yeah. What did I say Infernal? For some
Yeah,
reason I say
that's okay.
that when I don't mean it. I'm not really sure. Iron Man Fan gets bound up by Silhouette into the zap, but just the
I
little
think-
trade of damage.
To predict where this is going, because right now, since the turrets have been pushed back to basically the inhibitor turrets, it's really, really difficult for either of the teams to push up to them and try and take them, because the opposing team can so quickly rotate between the lanes that you just have this huge chance of being caught out with your pants down. So I think this team fight around the Elder Drake is going to be pivotal for whichever team is actually going to win this.
Yeah, Iron Man fan pushed in that bottom wave, now looking to rejoin his team. Poppy's
No.
caught just a little bit. That's a lot of investment into Moose, though. Silhouette died. We didn't see that, but Vigar killed her. Arctic Bear in trouble now as Iron Man fans jumped in. He's taking up 3 members right now. Arctic Bear able to scoot a boot out the side, but the Baby Cage grabs 2. Mercury X taken really low. He'll get taken down. Sassiest Dragon has the kill. Now Zombie Scion gets sent away by the Keeper's verdict. Zac is down. The shutdown goes over to Gara of the Sand. The jump forward from Gara. They're looking for a little bit more. Can they connect onto Arctic Bear? Flame Chompers slow up the pursuit. And now it's the push for Landsneck.
They need to turn. They need to make a decision. They're splitting up here. They need to make a decision. Where are they going? Are they going for the Elder Drake? Are they going for that bot tower? What are they doing?
Looks like Elder Dragon and
See,
Bot
this is
Tower
my
are the
point.
mixed call. So there's 2 members coming down. They've got the minion wave here. Oh my goodness, that one auto attack and the super mega death rocket from Silver Me Timbers take down Sassiest Dragon.
I mean,
Iron
don't
Man
get me
fan-
wrong. Go for it.
Sorry, I was going to say, Iron Man fans teleporting to top wave while this is happening. There's vision for Silver Me Timbers. Zap over the wall, going to just connect onto Moose as Moose slays the Elder Dragon. And Landsneck has a gold lead again.
I was gonna say, don't get me wrong. That team fight was awesome by Landsnake. They managed to push out Jinx, so she wasn't able to do a lot of damage. The catch at the beginning was Omega onto Poppy, but they burned so much onto a tanky Poppy, and she just kind of walked out of there with her flash. So after that, they were able to clean up and get a lot of gold back onto the side of Landsnake.
Oh,
If it
Moose
doesn't
with the
happen
happy
again.
feet.
He's been on fire with dodging those abilities, though, like his surviving into the base and everything.
He's finished up his Trinity Force as well, my man, with the Trinity Force Poppy. Man
They
after
don't
my
really-
own heart.
Okay, so just on a Bloodthirster.
All 5 members of Omega Wolves split into these 2 bushes here near the Baron Pit. Moose has found Jinx, going to knock him up with the Keeper's Verdict, but the fight continues. Gar of the Sand jumps in. They immediately assassinate Arctic Bear. Silhouette gets shoved out of the fight so that the ultimate doesn't do anything. The Abduct grabs 3, but doesn't matter. Gar of the Sand is still free firing. They're able to get Jinx into the Guardian Angel at the back of this fight. Moose able to lock him up. They will take him down. And the only member left alive is Mercury X. He'll go down as well. It's the team fight wipe for Landsneck.
That's awesome. The full ace from Landsnake. Tristana actually able to do a decent amount of damage that fight. It's mostly just the fact that nobody on their team will die rather than them all doing just a ton of damage.
Yeah,
So
nobody marked the Tristana during the fight. She was able to free fire the entire time, whereas Jinx was constantly under fire. Moose with the initial engage onto her, followed up by Tristana jumping on her face, plus the tidal wave. Landsneck are pushing into the base. The respawn timers aren't going to be in time. Landsneck is going to take the game in week 2 and improve to 1-1 on the season.
And didn't you say that this was like their first win in some time or something like that?
Yeah, that'll be their first win in 2 splits.
That's
They're going to improve
insane.
to 1-1. They're going to jumble up everything as Omega Wolves is going to fall to 1-1. And yeah, Noxus is a mess, as per usual. This is great. Congratulations to Landsneck on the victory. And that was, they hung in there. And they somehow found the win in 2 straight team fights to claw their way back through that game.
No, honestly, it
Yeah.
was a back and forth game, but it was well played from both teams. Just at the end, Landsnake just pulls it out.
So we'll go ahead and step aside for just one more brief moment while we load up our last game. It's going to be Oklahoma Gold Rush versus the 100 Steves. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with that game. I can't find my splash screen. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, are you all loaded up?
Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
OGR, right?
Yep.
Okay, I am ready.
Okay. All right, welcome back. This is our last game of the day as we venture into Demacia briefly. Uh, for our I already said last game. I'm just repeating myself now. But we have
Mhm.
Oklahoma Gold Rush versus the 100 Steves. Oklahoma Gold Rush coming in off of a hard fought 2-1 win over SEAL Team 6 last week. 100 Steves apparently need to edit whatever I copied this from, but they lost 2-0 last week uh, to the Piltover Pokes. So teams trending differently. We'll see if Oklahoma Gold Rush can continue their winning ways or if 100 Steves are able to grab the victory here. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. And we'll jump into our last game of the day. On the blue side, for this match, with the very slight lag at the start, is going to be Oklahoma Gold Rush. In the top lane, the substitute player Trilogy playing Akali. In the jungle, Scrambles on Nocturne, Thunderstorm in the mid lane on LeBlanc, and Duvranga and Ivory in the bot lane on Jhin and Nautilus.
And we have 100 Steves on the red side with Hungerbunger in the top lane on Maokai, Sir Swagsla, I love the name, on Volibear in the jungle, Dumbo Knight on Karma in the mid lane, The Person You Hate, and Mystic Thunder on Tristana and Braum respectively in the bot lane.
This game, as you can probably tell, was pre-recorded due to the slight quality difference.
High quality.
Also apologize. I know that my Discord notifications go off at one point during this game, so um, we're just going to kind of make this one up as we go a little bit. 100 Steves still not fielding their full lineup. I believe Sir Swags-a-Lot and Person You Hate are both subs this week. They're not the 100 subs lineup that we saw last week, but so hopefully they'll start to get slowly toward their actual official starting lineup. But for right now, do have just a couple of additional players coming in. On the side of OGR, you have Trilogy subbing in for Cybersex in the top lane. Um, Cybersex, I believe, played game 1 of this series and didn't play game 2. Not 100% sure, but um, we'll maybe get confirmation on that at some point. Uh, what do you think about some of these lane matchups? Again, I think your eyes will go toward bot lane. Do you like the Jhin Nautilus versus the Tristana Braum?
I don't even think I don't even think it matters who Jhin is against these days. Just he's been so strong lately. He's a force to be reckoned with in the early game in the bot lane, and paired with a Nautilus, I think it's going to be really difficult for Braum and Tristana to go against him. But at the same time, Tristana Braum's also really good, so I think it's actually pretty even.
Already, Scrambles and Trilogy looking to get aggressive in the top lane. Ignite goes down from Trilogy as Hungerbunger forced to flash away.
Yeah, looking at the mid lane, looking at a 100 Steve's lineup, it looks like they're pretty darn focused around Tristana this game, with a more utility-based mid laner, Karma. And so I think they're going to be looking to get out of the laning phase alive, and work to the mid game where they can group up as 5 and have these awesome team fights.
Yeah,
Whereas,
they kind of
yeah,
have that 4 protect 1 comp almost with the Brahmin in Karma for the shielding. You have
mhm,
Volibear for the peel. I don't know exactly what Maokai does in this lineup, but he's got the big team fighting
engage.
presence. Yeah.
Engage. And yeah, and then on blue side, they have a bit more pick based. So Nocturne, he's Scrambles is going to be looking for those picks as soon as he hits level 6, to make sure that he cements his lead and doesn't fall behind, along with the Nautilus Q, LeBlanc picks, Akali, see if she's able to pop off those sort of things. So very different styles or win conditions for these two different teams. We'll have to see which one brings their A game to the table.
Yeah, definitely worth noting is that Trilogy does not have teleport in the top lane, so he is the Ignite Akali up there. He's got a lot of lane pressure on Maokai, especially early on. I think Maokai gets tanky enough that he doesn't care later if they want to turn it into a split push scenario, and then the extra teleport means that it's going to be risky unless Trilogy gets super ahead in this lane. And right now, even in CS, not exactly where you want to be, but he does have that summoner spell advantage that they might be able to take advantage of here coming up. And Scramble's Nocturne is really strong. It's something that we made him play last season quite a bit because he was really good at it. And I think it got banned from him every game after it got on stream. So I'm curious about how it got through, but Thunderstorm goes in on Dominite, able to grab a chunk of damage, gets flipped back in by Sir Swags a lot, 1337. It's just the flash for the Volley Bear being invested basically for nothing.
Yeah, not sure. See where he was going with it. I don't think. I think LeBlanc was too far away already.
Dredge line connects onto Person You Hate, and they'll go ahead and grab that into the captive audience. Duvranka doesn't have the most mana right now, so he's just throwing bullets into the Braum shield. So Mystic Thunder able to get out, and Person You Hate at the rocket jump, of course, on Tristana to get him out to safety as well. But a good engage, a good trade of health in favor of Duvranka and Ivory.
For sure, and like I was saying, that's a very strong lane with Jhin in his early game presence, so that the entire team on the blue side is just going to be looking to win their lanes and snowball their lead. I think if they aren't able to win their lanes, they're going to have a really difficult time closing out the game mid to late game.
Yeah, Jhin off to a really good start in this bot lane, up to, we'll see how it evens out, but it looks like a 15 CS advantage over Person You Hate.
And I was going to point out that for the matchup top lane with Akali and Maokai, I feel like Akali won't have many benefits being in the top lane. Sure, should be left alone from the jungler a bit more because it's that top lane island, but you're against more likely a tank in the top lane. And so you're not able to easily get those kills and kind of snowball your lead like you want to as an Akali.
Well, as we say that, the perfect execution hit from Trilogy. The tick down on the Ignite, but Hungerbunger levels up and gets the Triumph as well. Well, he doesn't have Triumph. I don't know what that little bit of health was, but Hungerbunger lives through the all-in from Akali. And that'll be first blood to Hungerbunger. Scrambles is here for the return kill as he flashes in and slices him up.
That's a feels bad for the Akali. She did get the Dark Seal stack, so worth. But... But unfortunately, I think she was looking to dive in and then dive out and dive in again, just as Akali's supposed to do. But surprise, you're against a Maokai. What does he do? He roots you down. He doesn't let you move for several seconds while the tower is just wailing on Akali.
I'm turning up the game sound just a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud in the chat, but I noticed it was a little quiet in my headset, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure... You weren't sure if it was Triumph or not? I think it was, honestly, because he not only leveled up and got the health, but also did get the Triumph animation, so I think it was.
Yeah, confirmed in the chat it was Triumph from Hungerbunger. Thank you. My eyes didn't deceive me. Good casting here.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 1-1 right now. Little small lead in favor of OGR, mostly on the back of this CS in mid lane. Paranoia coming in from Scrambles, though. Bunch of summoner spells burned, and Domo Knight will get out just barely with the barrier and the flash. Now Trilogy gets knocked into the turret in top lane.
But I like it, because Scrambles, as soon as he hit level 6, he was looking to make that play, looking to find that pick. Even though he didn't quite get the kill, he still forced Domo Knight out of the lane and gives Thunderstorm more time to either farm or even roam as they're looking for Dragon.
Yeah, Sir Swags-a-lot shows in top lane, and immediately OGR says, that's our Dragon. So they'll jump on the Air Dragon. Captive Audience doesn't connect, but the Dredge line does onto Mystic Thunder. He still has to stand behind me to get just a little bit out. The Unbreakable, he flashed... I think he was trying to flash over the wall, and it didn't position him quite correctly, so he wound up flashing toward the team, and will go down for his trouble, as Duvranka picks up his first kill of the game.
I mean, looking at the items, I don't. Tristana hasn't been able to back yet, whereas Jin has already backed and gotten the F sword. That's a huge item difference.
Hungerbunger throws through the Nature's Grasp, not able to do a whole lot back. Does trade some damage back onto Trilogy, but that Teamfight Ultimate is down. And now the 4-man squad of OGR going to grab the turret. And yeah, the forced back from Mystic Thunder into the other recalls from Person You Hate and Sir Swagslot just not being on the right side of the map means that OGR capitalize with the Air Dragon and the first turret.
And unfortunately, blue side was not able to answer with anything. I mean, red side, excuse
buying
me.
time with that shroud. Oh, it gets spotted out with the Bami's Cinder from Hungerbunger, but they're not able to actually see him to click on him. You have all this point and click CC, but if you can't click on him, that struggles so much.
That was actually really well played by Trilogy just to be able to walk out of there.
Yeah, Thunderstorm goes in, not able to land the chain onto Domo Knight, but they'll force Braum and Karma back through the jungle. Good mantra, inner spirit fire, something like that from Domo Knight to turn back some damage.
Got that 25 gold from LeBlanc clone. This opens up the map a lot though with that bot turret gun. That's why they're able to roam into this blue side jungle on the side of 100 Steves. There's just so much pressure because the bot lane tower's gone and also mid lane's just constantly pushed up, so they're able to do it.
I want to draw your eye to the difference between our 80 carries right now. Also, junglers, we'll get there, but 80 carries, you have the finished Stormrazor for Duvranga compared to Berserker Greaves' Longsword for Person You Hate.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was avoiding talking about it because I feel like there's better items that you can buy on Tristana. Heck, I honestly might have even went for a Cole at this point and tried to farm it up because the win conditions of OGR are being more completed right now. You kind of just got to start playing towards that mid to late game as Tristana. But dude, almost a 40 CS difference between the two of them.
Yeah, and Scrambles has a BF sword.
Right.
Just straight up went back and bought a BF sword. Sir Swagslot just finished his base, so he's got the Cinder Hulk completed, but he was sitting on the Bami's Cinder compared to the BF sword. Just kind of an interesting difference. Very stylistic difference between our two junglers here. Duvranga gonna go ahead and chunk down Mystic Thunder.
I mean, Scrambles has the gold lead. He has the extra kill and the extra farm to be able to afford those kind of extravagant builds as the BF sword. Because normally, if you're not really that far ahead, you probably wouldn't look at the BF sword as an option. But with this extra gold, he's able to go for it.
Yeah, the 5-point strike's very slowly whittling down Hungerbunger, and you can see the lane start to tilt in favor of Trilogy right now. He's got that perfect execution available if he ever wants to commit to it, plus the Ignite, the Summoner spell, the thing that everybody uses. Thunderstorm and Domo Knight going ahead and trading. He grabs the... Oh, that was the Karma Tether. That was kind of a...
I thought that was LeBlanc's.
Yeah, I thought that was the Ethereal Chain as well, but it was the Karma Tether. Oh, there's the Ignite. There's the jump in that we were going to see. Scrambles is here with the Paranoia as well. Hungerbunger buying a lot of time. Scrambles forced to flash out the second part of the perfect execution. Will grab the kill for Trilogy. Now Sir Swags-a-Lot flashes forward and will roar down Trilogy for the return kill.
There we go. That was played a lot better.
There's the notification. Thunderstorm and Domo Knight going in. The Karma Tether will snare up Thunderstorm. Everybody's super low. Thunderstorm going to walk to the bush. He's super low. We're going to pan down briefly because I alt-tabbed, but Thunderstorm's still alive. The inner fire doesn't connect from Karma. Domo Knight still looking for it. He goes in. Thunderstorm doesn't hit the damage from the distortion, and Domo Knight picks up the solo kill in the bottom lane.
That's so confusing with those two skins. I cannot tell. Oh, Nautilus.
Nautilus is going to grab Domo Knight, and that'll be the solo kill. Well, not the solo kill. Thunderstorm picks up the assist, but Ivory will clean up the support, or will clean up the mid laner, excuse me.
It's kind of a feels bad back. Gotta back up a bit more. But, I mean, who would have expected it to be warded, in all honesty? But, I was saying something I forgot.
I don't know. Scrambles is soloing Rift Herald right now, and there's no vision on him. Trilogy's just pushing in the top side. We saw the brief attempted swap there because Hungerbunger teleported bottom, but they're not going to fully commit to that as Hungerbunger's wandering back to top lane. I think you go for this swap right now, honestly. Try to get that top tower down if you're 100 Steves.
No, for sure. They gotta get some turret down and open up the map in favor for them, because right now they don't have any turrets.
Yeah, Mystic Thunder's here, doesn't land the Winner's Bite onto Trilogy, and that will be the successful evade off the Shuriken flip from Trilogy. Oh, unlucky. Sir Swags-a-Lot picks up the blue buff.
An unsuccessful pass off.
Dragon spawning. I was gonna click on the mini map and see what flavor it was, but I can't. So it's the Ocean Dragon that just spawned.
Yep.
For not for OGR. I guess I shouldn't say that, but the Ocean Dragon does just spawn. Ivory's gonna get aggressed upon. They have the Winner's Bite damage. Person You Hate just is not doing damage right now. He's sitting on 2 longswords and a dagger. And Duvranga able to get out safely. Ivory takes a Winter's Bite. Dredgeline just misses there. Scrambles is going to go ahead and use the Paranoia to jump in. They'll fear up. I can't even tell who they're attacking. It's just named Rooted at this point. It was the Tristana that goes down as Thunderstorm takes him down. Mystic Thunder now gets grabbed in by the Dredgeline as well. The Tether not able to pop there from Thunderstorm, so Braum will successfully get out. So they'll grab 2 kills for nothing. They'll grab a mid lane tower as well as Duvranga rotated around, and they should grab the Ocean Dragon. So the victories coming in bunches for OGR.
Yeah, that was interesting because Mystic Thunder, he flashed out and then decided to walk back in, back out. He just couldn't quite decide if he wanted to die as a support or survive and watch his teammates die. So, but it was a good fight by OGR.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell who that was just getting jumped on based on the camera angle. It just looked like their name was Rooted. So, unfortunately, it was Tristana, so that was actually the perfect target for them to grab.
Yeah, she's now down 60 CS compared to Jin right now. Jin is doing phenomenally well, being able to pick up the Swifty Boots and the Zeal, which is another strong point for him because now he's a speedy boy.
Yeah, that was... This is a difficult spot. Sir Swags-a-Lot's been spending a lot of time near this top lane, and he really can't get anything for it. Like we mentioned, it's the point-and-click CC. It's the Maokai W and the Rolling Thunder for Volibear, but you can't click on Akali when she's in her Shroud, so that doesn't seem like the best lane to be focusing efforts on.
And then the tough part is LeBlanc isn't the easiest lane to gank either. So your option is bot lane, but bot lane's been doing so well that you die and you get
Paranoia coming in. They're going to force the flash out of Domonite. Scrambles still wants more. Grabs the Duskblade proc for the slow, and will get out with just a tick of health. Does he die to the minions, though? Thunderstorm's trying to tank up the tower to let him come through. I guess he's fine. It's not going to pan over to him. There's no execute. And here's Trilogy again. You just can't click on the... That's so frustrating.
You're not even playing and it's frustrating. Man. Scrambles is doing work though. The BF sword with the Duskblade, that's so much damage.
He picked up Oh, he didn't pick up another BF sword. He's just sitting on that one. We're going to find out what it turns into later.
An Infinity Edge.
Hey, maybe. Hungerbunger looking for the engage, but he can't grab Thunderstorm. And that'll be the back off for OGR as they pushed in this bottom lane. It's an 8,000 gold lead for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think at this point it's mostly just how efficiently can Oklahoma close out this game. I definitely think there's some opportunities that 100 Steves will be able to maybe find and stage a comeback, but it'll be really difficult for them to do so.
Yeah, I think the way that Tristana's been farming, your win condition right now is like 45, 50 minutes into this game. And I don't know that OGR give you enough time.
They shouldn't give you enough time. They should have the tools and resources to close this game out. It's kind of difficult with their comp because they're focused around picking, but if they're able to pressure all the lanes like they've been doing and
They
find
found Sir
picks
Swags
like
a lot in the
this.
jungle, Dredge line off of the captive audience, but now Person You Hate and Hungerbunger trying to turn this around. Thunderstorm goes in, gets a big chunk of damage. Tristana's still alive. Nobody's died yet in this fight, but Scrambles finally picks up one. Sir Swags a lot cleans up Ivory on the other side. Scrambles is now fighting 1v3, and he'll go down as well. This is actually a 2-for-1 in favor of 100 Steves. Oh, Trilogy's gonna get tethered up. Gets punched. Still in the shroud. And Trilogy's out. Well, maybe.
He's up. And now we're going
Thunderstorm
back in.
grabs the ethereal chain, but not able to follow up onto Mystic Thunder because of the Unbreakable.
Yeah, those it feels bad because they were looking for that pick, but unfortunately they found one of the tankier members of 100 Steves, and it took too long to kill him, so the rest of the team was able to collapse.
Yeah, immediately Sir Swagslot and Person You Hate were over the wall, and they just both, like, I think Volibear flashed in, and Tristana just rocket jumped immediately into the fight, like, hell yeah, we'll take this. Person You Hate's finished up the Stormrazor finally, so starting to get a little bit of a foothold in this game. Down almost 80, actually over 80 CS to Duvranka.
Yeah, usually at this point in the game, the farming falls off for the person that's ahead just a little bit because of the wave management. You're in different lanes. It's just more difficult to do, and so I feel like Tristana might be able to catch up a bit, but if she ever gets caught out or goes too far forward, she's just gonna instantly die. And one props I would like to give out for OGR.
Oh, Trilogy
look
takes
at
the
this
Shuriken
import.
flip in. Oh, here comes Scrambles, though. And Domo Knight has no chance. Hungerbunger now being aggressed on under the turret. The perfect execution comes out from Trilogy just to dash back out and dash back in. Hungerbunger is very tanky. All these members are super low. Mystic Thunder's here to save the day. They can't finish off any kills. Now Scrambles is super low. Another auto attack onto Trilogy. Trilogy's still looking for it. Gonna try to get the execution onto Hungerbunger. Has the Assassin's Path, has the 5-point strike, will grab the auto attack kill. Scrambles gets out because of the fear on Mystic Thunder. Sir Swagslot and Person You Hate are over the wall, but Thunderstorm finds the kill there. Scrambles dies to the explosive shot, though.
But he flashed the master while doing it, so it made it worth. And honestly, for 2 kills, trading your your melee ranged jungler, that's okay, because now you're going to be able to push the towers without having to worry about their AD carry or their top laner.
Yeah, the BF sword was for Stormrazor, by the way. That's the Stormrazor Duskblade Caulfield's Warhammer on Scrambles.
I was going to call the Stormrazors, but I think I was like mid-thought and got interrupted.
Yeah,
but
this, as a note, this was last patch, so that interaction is still very good, very strong, super fair.
Oh, this is last patch?
Yes, that's why it's recorded and not on a replay.
Okay.
Thunderstorm, by the way, they killed Domo Knight. That was a thing that happened. Oh, Shuriken flip. Trilogy goes in, has the shroud. I'm always surprised just to see Akali flying in there, but she has the shroud to get back out, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Scrambles is bottom lane, by the way, so this is a 4-man squad for OGR that's pressuring against the 100 Steves. I guess they only have 4 themselves because their mid laner's dead. Come to think of it.
Good thinking. Oh, man.
But Duvranka layering some shots in. You can see the damage starting to build up on this Jhin. Really needs that Infinity Edge, or whatever item he wants to go for next. But that 3-item spike is really what you're looking for. Scrambles, by the way, pushed in the bot lane wave and then soloed out the Ocean Dragon, so that'll be the 3rd dragon. Going over to Oklahoma Gold Rush. They've got about an 11,000 gold lead right now. 12 kills to 8, not the biggest lead in the world in that category, but the rest of the map all coming up Oklahoma Gold Rush.
Yeah, their next step would probably, because since they've gotten all the turrets except for the
Thunderstorm trying to force the engagement over the wall. Explosive shot will take him pretty low, but not completely out. Trilogy along the other side, throwing in that 5-point strike just to soften him up a little bit.
Yeah, OGR is at that point where they got to decide: do we want to try and force down these towers, or do we want to try and go for Baron to help us out, breaking into the base? Because it's so easy for 100 Steves to just rotate in their base.
Oh, Thunderstorm
Oh,
sacrifices his life for the control ward. Doesn't even get the control ward. Hunger Bunger will clean it up though.
gives him the assist.
That's that's tough when you can't step just that foot out of your base to clear the control ward without LeBlanc jumping on you. The
But at
map
this
control
point,
just so smothering from Oklahoma Gold Rush. They've got them bottled in their base, but they need to find a way to break the base or secure the Baron, I think, and that's where their current struggle is.
for sure. Yeah, and at this point, when you have that 12k gold deficit, as 100 Steves, you can't afford to step out of the base like that. It sucks, and it's quite frankly boring to play like that, but you really just have to stall as best as you can and farm up the minion waves and try and catch back up. And hope
Donut
that they
gets
don't
chunked.
get too many picks.
Thunderstorm gonna live through the tower shot. Again, they're trying these various assassination. Oh, that fourth shot though. Duvranga takes the glacial fissure, just kind of walking through here, gets exhausted, trying to turn that back around, uses the dancing grenade. Fourth shot now, and the captive audience, and Trilogy's here. Can they finish off a kill? They finally do. It took them quite a while. Hunger Bunger and Sir Swagsalot are here as Trilogy uses the perfect execution to dash back out.
This
The
is a
bite from Sir
3v5.
Swagsalot. This is kind of messy, but Trilogy will pick up the killing spree. And Scrambles has breached the base on the top side.
Yeah, this is
Here comes the
upsetting to watch.
paranoia. Tristana is gone. And Hunger Bunger now underneath the tower. Who's going to take it up? It looks like Scrambles has the tower aggro right now. He's going to drop it. Ivory picks it up. They're not able to finish off the kills, so even the aggro juggling not going to matter. Ooh, Ivory. Oh no, Scrambles! Scrambles walk back in. Hunger Bunger picks up the kill. Mid lane tower does go down. Trilogy looking for a little bit more. They're trying to find all of these kills really proactively. Oh, Thunderstorm is here. The rampage for Thunderstorm. He's 4-1.
The problem here is the reason I don't think OGR is going to be able to close this out is because the respawn timers are still so low, and so by the time you almost kill everyone, the team's already respawned, and so you're not able to fully push into the base.
Yeah, so long form, I believe that was 3-for-1. You lost Scrambles to the turret, unfortunately, but they finally break the base. They have a very clear point to push now. If they can grab that inhibitor, they can get Baron, they can win the game. It's a pretty clean snowball at that point. Now that they've finally broken the base, that was the big objective that they needed to worry about.
Yeah, that's usually where teams falter, honestly, because, like you keep saying, 100 Steves can just rotate so quickly inside the base that if you're not decisive as OGR, like with what you want to do, then they can very easily pick up a couple kills. You already have this lead, so you're worth a lot of gold, and that can just shift the balance of the game. And to the credit of OGR, they played it pretty darn well, even though 100 Steves kind of blundered it because it was a 3v5 in favor of 100 Steves. I think that just shows that, like, it just shows how much of a lead OGR has at this point, though.
Scrambles has finished his Essence Reaver as his third item.
Right.
Infinity Edge finish now for Jin. He's on 3 items compared to the one in a Vamp Scepter of Person You Hate. They grab Sir Swagsalot. He is gone. Thunderstorm picks up that kill. He's unstoppable. Trilogy is just buying time. He's annoying 2 of them right now currently. OGR's on the Baron. You don't want to throw at this Baron.
Yeah,
like,
I
they're
don't
really
even think
ahead,
they need to
but
do the Baron.
like, they don't have the push. They need to just push in mid and grab the inhibitor, or Trilogy needs to push top. They're going to find the fight anyway. I think even with this bad fight, they might be too far ahead. Tristana gets assassinated 3 different ways. My goodness. Mystic Thunder will go down to the curtain call shot. That's 3, that's 4. 1 return kill for Hunger Bunger, but it's not going to matter in the end as Duvranga... Well, actually, it'll be Thunderstorm grabbing the kill credit there. The ace for 1. Well, almost the ace for 1. Sir Swagsalot's back alive now. So they'll have Volibear to contend with. But Scramble's inting again, as per usual.
Oh man, feels bad when you have to dive into the back of the enemy team.
Yeah, that was so difficult for Tristana though. Tristana had the paranoia on her, and then gets out of that successfully, and then immediately Akali's in from the other side with the perfect execution. There's there's no way to live through that at that angle, at least. They'll grab a Nexus Tower. They grab the top inhibitor. Duvranga now fighting Ivory, going to go down to Sir Swags-a-Lot. The bite. Oh, Thunderstorm has enough damage to pick that up. The Rolling Thunder, not enough damage from Sir Swags-a-Lot to pick up the return kill on Thunderstorm. But they'll continue rolling through the mid inhibitor. Trilogy into the Shroud, looking for a little bit more. Gosh, the damage over the top from Duvranga. Just poking through him. Fourth shot, not quite enough to finish off Sir Swags-a-Lot, but Trilogy will be the recipient of that. As he says, thank you very much. That's an auto attack.
Yeah, I think they just close out the game here.
Yeah,
honestly.
OGR just living in the base. The Shuriken flip back into the Shroud from Trilogy. Cute little interaction. They'll back off for now. Looks like we're going to get one more fight out of it.
I was going to say, they're going for the 3-turret clear. Scrambles decide to try and redeem himself by grabbing another dragon.
Yeah, Scrambles is now soloed. I believe that's 3 dragons this game that he's just done by himself. He's also grabbed another Serrated Dirk, so that's going to be the Yumu's Ghostblade as his last item, or second to last item. He's got pink board still. Thunderstorm. Oh, Thunderstorm! He grabs the chain. He's legendary as he snipes out person you hate. I thought he got out, but that chain snuck through somehow. Duvranga now flashes away from Hungerbunger. The Paranoia coming in, trying to assassinate the Karma on the backline. Scrambles has almost enough damage. Mystic Thunder actually picks up the kill. Duvranga opening up with the Curtain Call, but we're not going to see if the shots land. They do. There's the Captive Audience. Trilogy actually just kills him with the Gunblade. I don't think he actually used an ability there. But they'll take down the bot lane inhibitor turret. They'll take down the bot lane inhibitor. They're going to try to find a kill on Hungerbunger now, and they'll successfully do it as Duvranga picks it up. Sir Swags-a-Lot, not enough. Person you hate comes in. He uses the Buster Shot just to try to buy a little bit of distance. The Nexus is under fire now.
Yeah,
Sir Swags-a-Lot flips in Ivory. Can they finish off Ivory before the game ends? The bite comes down. He'll Drench Line out to safety, and the Nexus will fall for Oklahoma Gold Rush.
And a perfect game from Duvranga, honestly. Hasn't died at all that game.
Yeah, Duvranga with the safe game. We saw Scrambles with the opposite of whatever that was, with the 5-5 on Nocturne. Congratulations to Oklahoma Gold Rush, though. They're going to improve to 2-0. They'll be our first undefeated team in the Demacia bracket. I'm going to go ahead and just throw up the standings one last time as we double check. So that was the win for Oklahoma Gold Rush, loss for 100 Steves. You can see where that kind of moves them in Demacia. To recap the other games, Propulsion going to be the only undefeated team so far on the Noxus side of the bracket as they improved to 2-0. Ghost versus Hardest Road will have another undefeated team on that side just by virtue of it being a 1-0 matchup. That'll be later on today, casted by Vid and Hungerbunger, I believe. So we'll have to check in a little bit later on that one. But Propulsion improving to 2-0. Omega Wolves fell to 1-1. Bingo Squad unfortunately falling to 0-2, as well as Indigo Sky, and Jingo Squad and Lanceneck evening up their records at 1-1, just to kind of shuffle it around. But that'll do it here for me today. Like I said, tune in later this evening. It should be around 4 p.m. For the Hardest Road versus Ghost game, as well as all the Demacia bracket games. Should be the opposite order. I think it's Demacia, then our game, but regardless, that'll be the rest of Gold Capped later on this evening, and then Diamond Capped tomorrow starting at noon. I don't have any order or knowledge about what games those are going to be, so good luck with that, everybody else. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me, Otso. Appreciated having you on. If you liked Otso's casting, please follow him at twitch.tv/OtsoLive. I know he'd really appreciate that. If you have any feedback about our casting, feel free to message me on Discord, and yeah, I'll be sure to pass it along to Otso if you have any about him. So
only good things. Only good things. No, I'm joking.
so yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully we see the 5 Steves roster rather than the 3 Steves next week for him. But we'll go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a presentation of the Oklahoma League Championship Series. I don't know what I'm gonna say there. Anyway, thanks guys. Have a good night.
Goodbye.
I'm so used to saying have a good night. I work retail only nights, so it that's just
Uh,
yeah.
that's funny. No, yeah, I honestly, when it comes to League, I usually always play at night, not in the morning, and so I probably would have said the same thing.
Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream here.
No, for sure.